Make sure you drop a comment if you want to be in the chance to win £100
Can
voucher.
I win this £100?
Well,
I've already entered it 17 times. So.
And the winner of the last 2 competitions is announced in the comment section below. Okay, so check the comment section now, and you will get a reply on your name as well in the last 2 videos if you've been a winner. So make sure you drop a comment if you want that £100.
Where's £100 for as well, just so they know?
Anyway,
it's a £100 voucher.
There you go.
Yeah, wicked. And if you enter, you get in chance to win a £100 voucher. Welcome back, guys, to the podcast, the podcast, the Sole Supplier podcast, episode 3, with myself, George, and I'm going to kick this off today with a new intro. I want to know what your name is and what is on your feet. Hit me.
Alex Vas, socks.
What's on your feet, Alex?
I'm wearing Atmos Air Max 1s.
Okay, cool. I'm George. I'm wearing Sean Weatherspoons.
I'm Chris. I'm wearing ACG Mailbags by CDG.
Oh, Morgan, and I'm wearing exactly the same, but the black version.
Oh.
I won't lift my leg up because it's still a bit painful.
Yeah. You had an operation, right?
I did in December.
Yeah, because you go to the gym heavily.
No, it's because I ride motorbikes stupidly. So yeah.
It's so weird because obviously, people that do follow you will know that you do, you're in the gym, relentlessly. But
well, that's what they see on
the
Instagram story, but I'm actually not. So.
But the thing is, George has started going to the gym a lot now recently as well.
Yeah.
What are you benching at the minute, George?
I'm benching just above Morgan, so 165, but it wouldn't be reflected in my size, obviously. But no, what I wanted to say...
Bone strength, isn't it, right?
Yeah. I'm building the bone strength. Yeah. You just don't see it. Yeah. Morgan, for anyone that doesn't know, is head honcho or brand manager of Sneaker Freaker right now. And he was previously involved in a few different business ventures, including Crep City.
Yes. So...
Free Caesar.
Do you want me to run through it a little bit?
Take us through a quick minute journey of Morgan Weeks.
Morgan Last. I've been collecting sneakers for over 10 years now. I like to say decade because it sounds...
You're in the double digits.
In the double digits.
Yeah.
Double digit gang.
Originally started out going to school, mum giving you 30 quid to go get a pair of school shoes, ended up getting Air Force Ones instead. I think that's the way a lot of people start out.
It's a good choice.
Then went into collecting. I live in Guildford, which is the furthest away from a sneaker place that you could possibly get.
Yeah.
We had a Foot Locker, but that closed down.
What sneaker stores have you got in Guildford now?
I think all we've got is...
Just what he sells out of his garage.
Got JD. Yeah, we've got JD now. We've got JD.
Yeah, so it's like your favourite place, right?
What, JD Sports?
Yeah.
There's nothing in there for me, mate.
No?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Sadly. But no, so Guildford's obviously super small town, very far behind when it comes to trends. So I always thought that I was the only person into trainers, and everyone used to take the mickey out of me, you got too many shoes.
Yeah.
Obviously the internet gets bigger, moves on, and I found this guy, SB collector. I can't remember his name now. That's James. So he's an SB collector, massive SB collector, and was on YouTube before the whole YouTube thing. And he invited me to an event in London.
Yeah.
I went to this event, and I'd sort of discovered this whole world of people who are obsessed with shoes.
Which was?
What was the event?
Yeah.
It was called...
Crep City?
No, it wasn't Crep City. This was before Crep City. Way before. This was...
we all good on?
Sneaks. Some variation of Sneaks. Every sort of brand.
Sneaks and something.
It wasn't Sneaks and Peaks. But yeah, it was Sneaks and something.
And it was how big, this event?
Oh, very small. It was held in Slam City in Covent Garden.
Slam City Kicks?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
which was run by Magdi?
No, that's Slamming.
Slam City Skates.
Yeah, that's you'll
good knowledge there from
Slamming
me.
Kicks.
Oh my days.
But yes,
Sorry, Magdi.
Slam City.
I'm sorry. It sounds the same. Slam this, slam this, slam that. Magdi, I love you.
Super small store.
Come on the show.
I remember buying probably my first pair of super limited kicks there, and they were very expensive for me at the time as well. It was the original Airflow, the Tier Zero drop when it was the teal and the cactus. So I got
We've spoken about this before, but
so I got
we love this shoe. The size pair as well.
It's
that's
beautiful,
good.
yeah. I got
a pair of Airflows as well.
Yeah. Do you know what the Airflows are? Because you're looking at me like, I don't know. Please stop talking about the shoe.
No, I was just actually quite interested in what you were saying.
Well, I got this guy called Sham God. Really good dude. Davu. And ever since then I was hooked. I got into coming into London. I eventually joined Crep City. and moved. Those guys were doing it in a bar in Shoreditch at the time, and I took over the social media and all the marketing, the brand relationships, and we sort of grew it to a massive UK event, which was considered quite well known over the world.
I mean, you really did, mate. It did. It grew massively.
I think for a lot of people, it was their first entrance into kicks.
Yeah, it's buzzing atmosphere to walk into, isn't it?
And I always said like the best part of running that event was seeing kids. I know a lot of people used to moan about it, like our kids running around with like hundreds of quid. Like you never had that when I was young and anyway, but it was just nice seeing smiles on faces. I think that for a job is always like super positive, so I really enjoyed that. And
they're young kids as well, just like 13-year-olds running about with their parents' money, copping trainers.
Copping trainers like I can't even afford.
You're crazy.
But went from there. I moved on. Went and worked for Size with Alex. This is where we know each other. We presented a.
You say you're good friends?
Yeah, I'll say we're good friends.
Yeah,
I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't have to. But,
He's alright. He's alright.
I'll wait for his. I
What's that, you're
anticipate his Love Island stories every year, so I'm waiting for the next one. Just so I can mute him for a month. But no, I'm joking.
Because you two were presenting, right?
Yeah, we were presenting.
So you were almost like Pinky and Perky, with Perky being a serious
That was
one,
like us two, but
Pinky
the lesser
being
version.
Well, I don't know. You say that, but then I kind of feel like us two are just a better version of whatever you thought you were.
Nah, me and George together, we're the Unboxing Kings on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
According to who?
Yeah, for the
According
UK,
to me.
yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, just drop me some names of UK unboxing people. I mean, we're not doing it massively, but who are they?
JD Sports.
Who from JD Sports?
JD Sports do it with an anonymous face. They just do an unboxing where you just see the box.
So it's an unboxing pair
They've
of
got a bigger
hands.
following as well.
If we was unboxing just with our hands, I'm sure they would be the best unboxing hands.
I don't know. I've seen your hands. They're
both
pretty
our
small.
hands are quite gammy, to be fair, George.
Really?
Yeah, yours are pretty small and he bites his nails, so...
I bite mine too, sometimes. Yeah. It's got to be done in this business world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pressure. Camera work.
Pressure makes
Scary.
diamonds.
Yeah. Who said that?
Me.
Morgan, you were telling us more about...
I've lost my...
Essentially now,
you're up to size.
you're involved in
so we're
Sneaker
in
Freaker now.
Size, I was
we're up to Size.
doing... we're doing some consultation bits for Size as well. Absolutely love the guys there. I had such a great time. Shouts out to Nathan, Luke and all those boys.
No shout
really
outs.
good time with...
Not allowed, sorry.
I've watched the show, but I've seen shout outs every week. But yeah, so I had a really good time, and then end of last year, I got headhunted by Sneaker Freaker, and just enjoyed it, mate, ever since. Honestly, it's been such a plus, because it's sort of like Sneaker Freaker for me was like the original book that I read.
Yeah, it's great. It's been
footwear.
How many issues are there?
It's kind of gone away a bit though, hasn't it? Like I feel like
yeah.
For me, I've only kind of seen a bit of a resurgence in it since I've seen you kind of posting a lot more about it, and because it kind of, other than like I get the odd.
I think it's just it's just the way that the sort of like scene's gone. I think print has really struggled over the last few years, and I think a lot of it's taken a brands a lot of time to update themselves and get with the times. So as I say, Sneaker Freaker last year had basically a rejiggle, and they're doing a lot more like online content, doing a lot more shoot creations.
I think Dan's laughing at the rejiggle.
Now they
how does that work for a business? A rejiggle?
Hire and fire. Do a peep show quote. Cut out 30% of the work for Force and change the logo. But no.
But it stayed pretty consistent for me, Sneaker Freaker. I know what it's about.
Well, yeah,
I know the brand. I know what they're doing.
Run by Woody, absolutely amazing guy.
The guy from Toy Story.
No, well, that joke does get made a lot.
Does it? I bet he hates it, doesn't it?
We were talking about those Susan Air Max ones.
Susan, that's
banging. They're banging.
The disgusting shoes. You know those ones that look like...
No, they're really nice.
Chris, do you know what these are? Help me out.
Air Max 1 Susan.
How do we not know about these?
It's from the upcoming
Dan,
film.
don't look at me like that.
It's been out for about 2 weeks now. It's been like the information on it's been out for about 2 weeks.
I've been on holiday for the past week.
So are you saying that the Sole Supplier on this occasion is not the key source of information for something in the footwear?
Well, we right now do not know about the Susan.
It's the shoes that are from that... I can't...
It's a film. It's a film that's coming out.
Right, it's the Studio Lackeye, which is owned by oh God, what's his face? Who owns Nike?
Elvis
Phil
Presley.
Knight.
Yeah. Phil Knight is his son. He runs that studio, and every time they do a movie, there's a shoe that goes along with it. So they did Paranorman. You got the foams.
Yep.
There's a box troll, Roshi's, and a few others as well.
It's quite a cool looking shoe, man. It's got like a lot of
Roshi.
different materials.
Roshi.
Roshi runs.
Roshi runs, yeah.
What?
It's got
Yeah,
like
they're
different
awful.
mix.
What? They're releasing a pair of Russian...
No, this is back in the day. It's
Oh.
like a few years back.
You don't remember the box
Crazy.
trolls Roshi?
Yeah, you're not allowed to swear on this show either, by the way, and I nearly swore twice. So I just went... Sounded good.
Can we not do
effects.
dolphin sounds? Or
Yeah, go on.
something?
What's
Yeah.
your best dolphin sound?
No, I meant as in when we
Can
swear.
you just
I
give
can't
us...
do it.
Just demonstrate for us.
Please.
Can you do a dolphin
Just for the
one?
I'm
audience.
not going to do it.
I'll try. Go
I
on.
can't do it.
If you try, I'll do it.
You go first. I'll copy you.
I think just
Shout
for the
out
audience
Susan.
at home who
No.
don't know what a dolphin is,
Yeah.
that's actually not a bad attempt.
That's not bad.
Did you
I was
guys
going
try
to try and do like but
Can you just
it
do
sounds
that
like
one more
that
time?
bad.
One more
Sounds like,
time.
when you
Yeah.
when you're on Facebook,
Sorry, wait,
you
come-
open that video in it and it just starts playing that.
Yeah, go on, try one more
No, I'm
time.
not doing it again, mate.
Chris, can you just
missed out.
introduce who you are and with a dolphin sound?
Well,
What
I'm
you
not going
do
to
here?
introduce myself in dolphin. I'm not fluent in dolphin. I could just about get
I'm
that
fluent in
noise
whale,
out.
if that makes any difference.
Well, you like Dory, yeah? From
Yeah.
yeah, go on, give it a crack.
I'm getting like flashbacks to that like Sega game. You know,
Sega.
the
I'm not
one
old
with the
enough for Sega.
dolphin.
No.
What was your dolphin?
No, that was a PlayStation game.
Nah, it was on everything. It was on PC as well. It's not Sonic the Dolphin.
It's absolutely.
That is
No.
100% a hedgehog.
I can confirm.
Thank you. Just confirm for us. Sonic is your hedgehog. Alright, sweet, cool. Yeah,
Are you the
thanks, man.
researcher as well, Dan?
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
just drop in the comments if you are aware that he's
What is
definitely
the
a
Dolphin
hedgehog.
Yeah,
game that we used to play on Sega?
That is the Max
That's the MX one, not the game.
Susan?
Yeah.
Researcher though.
What? The dolphin was called Susan?
No. Echo. The
Echo.
dolphin was called
Echo, it
Echo.
was
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, you're really technical, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I use that word, not geeky, technical.
I don't mind being called geeky.
Would you say you're geeky in the trainer
I'd
world?
say I'm nerdy.
Nerdy.
Geeky's too close to Niki. and
What-
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
What
Alex is looking at me now,
constitutes what constitutes a trainer geek in the trainer world? What do you have to be? You know, what characteristics you have to be a trainer geek?
See, I don't like to throw around the word passion because I think it's overused. But I think
Yeah.
if you've bought a pair of shoes and put it next to your bedside table at night time and woken up to that shoes in the morning, that probably makes you out to be.
Okay,
That's more of a trainer.
What do you
lover.
mean?
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
with
no,
your shoes.
it sounds like you need a bedside table.
There's always, I always say this, like, have you never seen like a pair of shoes that
You made that sound creepy.
I
I've
have,
got to be
right.
honest with
Like
you.
you've
I've put my
looked
shoes
at-
next
you've
to my
looked at for
bedside
months,
table.
right? You've looked at these shoes for months. You've seen the
Yeah.
leaks, you've seen everything, and then you've put all the stress into copping, and you just get them there.
Yeah.
And you just
And you sleep
you own
with them.
and you just put them on your desk or something. And you just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's actually really
Yeah,
bad
it's
luck
done.
to put new shoes on a table, isn't it? Or a desk.
Oh, I don't believe
It
that.
is.
Do you
Sometimes
believe in
I'd be
that?
having the worst luck ever.
Are you superstitious?
No.
Do you walk under ladders?
Do you walk across through drains?
Yeah, I probably do. I don't really.
When you put
go
shoes on the
for that.
table?
I do put shoes on the table, yeah.
So you're not, you know. you
Yeah.
To
don't
be
get-
honest, like my shoes are generally cleaner than most people, so I think that's where the difference to the old wives' tale.
Yeah, because you're a bit of a clean freak,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think the
Yeah.
cleanliness of the shoes got anything to do with the wives' tale.
Hmm.
I think it's just a case of you shouldn't put new shoes on the table. That's
Why
like.
not?
I just don't think
Oh,
you should
I
put
don't know
any
the ins
shoes
and
on
outs
the
of it, but
table.
I'm pretty sure it's got nothing to do with the cleanliness because then it would kind of take away from the fact of the shoes being new.
Yeah.
Myth breakers.
That's what I do. I prefer the term mythbuster. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Myth breakers, though. This is a new one.
that sounds like some sort of dance
You'll
group.
notice as well. Like I always fluff my words up.
No, that's fine,
It's
right?
alright.
Rejiggle.
Yeah.
But you, Mr. GR of the Week.
Yeah,
Some of you guys may know Chris because
Yeah.
he's somewhat of a YouTube sensation with
Yeah.
his GR of the Week. Can you just give all your intro?
It's my favourite time of the week. It's your favourite time of the week. This is GR of the week.
Hey.
Wow, that
Easy.
was
It's
that just
rehearsed.
rolled off.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
innit?
mate. It's
Yeah,
rehearsed
yeah. Chris's
every-
videos are getting in excess of 100k views each week now
Big
on,
man.
on
Yeah, yeah,
Insta.
they're
So
smashing it,
he's
yeah.
smashing it. Yeah. So
They're doing all right.
you're beating me.
Thank
Please
you.
shout me out, guys. It's Chris now. It's Chris.
Yeah,
It's
no,
all
I'm
about Chris.
enjoying. Yeah, I've been here for just over 2 years now, working
Yeah, yeah.
at Sole Supplier. I was at ASOS before that, but I've collected credits for like 10 years, same as yourself.
Yeah, Chris sent a wicked video in for his
Yeah,
interview,
yeah.
and it was one thing that we didn't assume people would do. And Chris, we said like you got to send a video application.
Yeah.
Chris just sends in this video with crepes in this shelf all around his bed, not just on the side, but they were all around.
Well,
Like,
that was
it no?
no.
it sound
So
creepy,
like
don't
my
worry.
sister moved out, so her bedroom become my trainer wardrobe.
Yeah.
It was sick. I literally just walked in.
Yes.
There was crepes everywhere. But I was just talking to Morgan because I knew Morgan before I worked at Sole Supplier because I bought crepes
Oh,
off
did
him. Yeah. So I bought a pair of gel light 5 volcanoes and the Patta gel Saga.
Both good shoes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Reseller.
Both good shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to cut in.
I think I was thinking this before we came on the show because I knew this would probably get brought up, but I don't think I would never say that I was a reseller.
Yeah.
'Cause
So you've
I'd
calculated
say-
what you're going to say in
I'd
this.
say that I'd say that I've sold shoes.
Yeah.
'cause I think everybody's sold shoes. But
Yeah,
I think a
definitely.
reseller is someone who's going out there to specifically make a profit.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that not what Crep City was though?
well, that wasn't me. I wasn't selling shoes.
So
I was
did-
selling tables. It's a different thing, right?
I mean,
I guess you could look at it like
some gold.
you were giving people the option and the ability to take a table and sell shoes. So it was like a house for resellers.
The way
But
you
at
get
the same time,
Want a table? Cool, have some shoes.
at the same time, that was never really the original premise of it because
Yeah.
it was originally set up for people who have too many shoes to downsize their collection.
how
Okay.
many is too many?
Well, when
Morgan,
I think
pull
it's
your
when
mic in.
when your wife starts moaning that they need space and you sort of get to that point where you need to buy a house or something, I think that's where
Yeah.
people start evaluating.
Oh,
Or if
I
they've
agree.
watched that
I agree.
Mary
Yeah.
Kondo show, right? On
Yeah, yeah.
Netflix, 'cause I've
This
seen-
is it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
massive.
so I've had the same thing. Like, been doing this now, running the Sole Supplier 5 years. Me and Chris talk about this all the time. It just becomes like you still buy shoes, but
Yeah.
you don't. You just
It's like you're going through the motions, right?
yeah. But it is a funny one that because you do go through the motions. Sometimes you will end up buying quite a few things.
Yeah.
But then you really will know to hold off because there are other things to spend your money on or save. And as much as you want, you get caught in the marketing, don't you?
100%, mate.
Do you get caught in the marketing?
Not as much as I used to.
What? Because you're aware of the marketing for shoes?
Just because I think I'm aware of the market and I'm aware of what's coming out
Yeah.
forward in time.
Yeah.
Um,
So if anyone wants to ask you at home, listening or watching, what's coming out, they can hit you up at Morprime on Instagram, DMs.
oh, it's all NDA, mate. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I think you get like I think I'm not like less excited. I still am super excited about stuff that comes out,
Yeah.
but I've lost that. I need it.
What was the
I
last
get that.
shoe that you got really excited about?
See, this is the thing. I don't even think I'd be able to tell you.
What about
the
right now?
ZX,
What's
the
the
ZX,
I knew
ZX?
you
the ZX 10K.
Okay.
What the one that came out recently? Is it the multicolor or the Overkill one?
Just the shoe in general.
Yeah.
I really do
'Cause
think
the
that
normal,
is the best shoe that's come out this year.
they both sold out, right? The Overkill one and the normal one.
Yeah.
No, I think the.
Oh no,
you
the
can- you
10K
can-
normal didn't. There was a
You
few
can still
sizes
pick up
left.
a
Yeah,
few
you can still
pairs
pick
at
it
some
up.
places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's a consortium drop as well, so it's probably worth grabbing before it
Yeah.
does disappear.
That's your sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
90s running. I collect
Yeah, because you're a big fan of the
Generally-
EQT as well. Right?
EQT,
Yeah.
Spiridon, ZX range,
Yeah.
any of those weird Nike bits from the late 90s to the early 2Ks. I just love. So I have a few contacts in the States and Japan, and what I generally do is I'll trawl the auctions, buy what I want, and then I'll send them all over to there. They stack it all into a box.
When you say the auctions,
like Yahoo Japan and stuff like that.
really?
So
So that's you find sneakers on there that are not coming out, or
it's just old stuff. Just
Yeah, it's like all
old
that vintage
stuff, man.
bits that
Yeah.
are not on sale.
Yeah.
Like,
And I try to buy stuff in my size, but that's not always possible.
so what size are you in Japan?
Mate, I don't even know.
Same size as in the UK.
he's Godzilla.
No,
He's
seriously.
Godzilla.
What's do you know? Is there a Japanese shoe sizing system? Is it different to over here?
I mean,
No.
it would probably
No,
still
so
correlate to
yeah,
the
yeah.
same
Yeah, I
size.
think
I
it's-
get
so
it.
don't use
yeah,
like
guys,
centimetre.
listen.
It'd be
okay,
like
I
if you were a
know-
US 8.5 in a Nike, you'd
Yeah.
be a UK
Don't-
7.5. Or
Don't give it. Okay, it's not. I know that it's the same size, but is it a different size chart?
centimeters, no?
Yeah, don't not use centimetres.
Yeah, I guess
Do
the
that.
global is centimeters, right?
Yeah.
And
That would be
not
on
like
the tongue of your
44.
shoe now,
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
it? If you were to look.
What is that, size 4? UK size 4?
20.
18 centimeters.
What size are you, Morgan?
I'm a 10, 10 and a half.
Okay, you're a 10,
10,
Yeah.
10 and a half.
and you're a 7. And
I'm a 7.5.
It's
So we've got-
sevens
we've got the big
versus
boys on
10s.
this side.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're making up for it. Yeah, with
Yeah.
your shoe size. Yeah,
Mm.
your
What I thought would
personalities
be
are a
quite
bit.
interesting as well Like, between all of us, obviously we've been collecting trainers for a while. What was that first pair of trainers that you fell in love with, where you knew you had to have that shoe?
I would say the Airflow.
Airflow?
Yeah.
So mine was the Ronnie Fieg Flamingo. The Gel Light 3, do you remember that one?
Yep.
Absolutely
controversial.
Had those.
Yeah, I've still got them. They're beaten to...
Did I sell them to you?
No, you did send it to me.
Did he overcharge you?
He
Mate,
only charged me for the
mine was a pair
volcanoes.
of Air Max 90s, Volt Air Max, like white with Volt eyelets. Yeah,
Really?
simple. They were like the infrared, but Volt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably the OG Max 1, man. The University Red, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shoe that I probably went for about 4 different pairs last year.
Yeah.
Like,
They
I
popped
get
up
them and
again.
kill
They
them.
popped up again recently.
Yeah, I love the
somebody's
shoe,
been
man.
selling
I
them.
absolutely I think just an Air Max 1 silhouette in general is very much my shoe.
I used to like them a lot, but when I first got into it, it was like more Air Max 90 for me. But then the Air Max
I'd
ones.
join you on that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that we'll see a big resurgence in the 90 this year, and
We
especially next year.
we spoke about this once,
Yeah,
didn't
we did.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and
They're comfier than the Air Max 1 for me.
I just think
They
they
were
look
more
a
padded.
bit more interesting. There's a bit more going on.
They're a bit of a ruder shoe
Yeah.
for me, like
Yeah.
compared to
It's
the
a
Air
UK
Max 1.
shoe, right? It's a UK shoe and a European shoe, definitely.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a UK shoe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, is it definitely? Yeah, confirmed. Alex Vas said it first.
Yeah, I'm confirming it right there and then.
Yeah. If the light, what's
Yeah, the
I
lights
just
just
saw
decided to flicker on and off.
It's
No.
a different colour.
Someone just stick 50p in a meter quickly.
Oh my days, there's some crazy stuff. For anyone that's listening at home, the lights just change colour.
It's the ghost of the Sole Supplier.
Okay, no, there's actually a ghost where I live. So in my flat this morning, I had my iPhone on my desk, right?
Was you going through your morning routine?
Going through my morning routine.
Was
trying
it
to get
5
up,
a.m.?
be sensible. It wasn't 5 a.m. It was about 6 a.m. I put the iPhone on the middle of the desk. I go to the kitchen, make my protein shake. Shout out to you, Morgan. Yeah, protein shake because I'm trying to train in the gym. 160 kgs. And as I was doing it, I hear a slam on the floor. I look around. It's my iPhone. Okay, the light's flickering again.
These lights are doing the madness.
It's not happy with you. It's not happy with you telling the story, mate.
No, and then the iPhone's on the floor. And then I thought it could have vibrated off. It was on silent. I tested it. I made a mark on the desk, and it had still vibrated off of that. It didn't move the whole time I was sitting there. So it could have only... How did that happen?
It could have been your girlfriend.
No, she
Yeah.
wasn't there. She was out.
Got a slanted desk.
Could have been your other girlfriend that you were hiding in the closet.
The wind.
No.
She wasn't there either.
There's a few of them,
Oh,
but they don't move.
they just stay in the closet.
Yeah.
Some R. Kelly vibes going on there. I don't want to get involved in that.
It's just dangerous, yeah.
What do you call a paedophile pirate?
Nah.
Go on.
Oh, R. Kelly.
My G.
Yeah.
That
That is awful stuff, that R. Kelly, Michael Jackson stuff going on right
Yeah,
now.
it's a bit mad.
It's
isn't
like there's a real barrage against these sort of people to
it?
sort
Do you know
of...
Michael Jackson did a shoe?
Did a shoe.
Yeah,
He
with-
did it. He
Nike
did a shoe.
He had
no?
a collaboration.
It
yeah.
was a Nike shoe,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a Nike shoe. I think it was a.
What did he do with the shoe?
LA Gear. Did LA Gear range?
I thought it was a new
Hey,
Nike
researcher,
as well.
was it a Nike shoe?
Give me 5 minutes.
He just researched you off. Can you believe it?
No, it wasn't LA Gear, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
'Cause one of the kids who
Spikes.
was
They
in
had
that
spikes on it.
documentary,
Yeah.
Okay.
He was talking about it being in the shoot and stuff.
So Michael Jackson had a shoe. Did
Yeah.
R. Kelly? And is there a link here? Celebrity gets a shoe, they turn crazy.
Goes a bit mad.
Yeah.
You are a massive Adidas fan. I'm sorry, I'm coming away from this whole
That's
stuff.
fine.
I don't think you really want to touch too much on this sort of thing in it because I think other people have different views.
Yeah, no,
I think
it's
a
no
murky.
good.
I think like the R. Kelly one's a lot more easy to talk about than the Michael Jackson one. I just think people have different beliefs.
I
on
agree.
What he did what.
Yeah.
And-
It's for another podcast.
Yeah,
A
100%.
non-sneaker
A
focused
non
podcast.
sneaker one.
Yeah.
LA Gear.
Yeah,
Confirmed
cool.
LA
Cheers,
Gear.
Jeff.
Confirmed LA Gear.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Cheers, Jeff.
You are a massive Adidas fan.
Mhm.
I might go as far as saying as if you could only ever wear one brand ever again, it would be Adidas.
Is this true?
I don't know.
I have seen vast
don't
amounts
know.
of your collection, and there is a hell of a lot of Adidas in
I've
there.
got a lot of Adidas. Yeah, I've got a lot of Adidas.
My
Yeah.
question is, what do Adidas have to do now? Because it's no secret that they've
I
like
think they're doing
massively
it.
fallen.
I think they're doing
Are
it.
they?
Yeah,
Are they?
I think they're
What-
doing it.
You tell me. You're the man with the inside knowledge.
Yes, I mean, I think a lot of people got to remember. I will say this. I remember a lot of people wearing Adidas and bigging up Adidas like 2 years ago, who are now like Team Nike. So I think you got to be less fickle.
Of course, but then that's just
Yeah.
because of the current trend. Though,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
because of the
Is
current
that you,
trend.
Is that Chris?
But I don't think you need to play
It's
sides.
me.
From what I've seen, I love the stuff that's coming out for Adidas. I think sometimes brands will fall behind or make a mistake.
Yep.
And the thing is, you got to remember, it takes so long to make shoes that you're not going to start seeing the changes when they've realised they've made a mistake until like a year, 2 years down the line.
Yeah.
So I think now we're seeing that Adidas being like, oh, maybe we haven't had such a good year the year before, and now we're going to go full into it. And I mean,
What can we expect then from Adidas in terms of the look?
well, I think
this
it's going
is,
to, yeah.
I was just going to touch on this. Like, you say that you're really excited about what's coming and what you've seen, for example. But
Well, I mean, it's
you've got to
stuff
remember,
that I
you're
would
into
like. Yeah,
you're into
exactly.
very
Yeah.
niche
Exactly, yeah.
like
yeah.
models. Like,
This
it's not
is-
a mass market
This
approach,
is something
is it?
I always have to think about, and obviously I have to think of the general consumer, like not just me. But I mean, if you look at, they're doing a lot of the feet you wear stuff, or whatever foot you wear, you know, the little
Ronnie
crazy
Fye's
guy,
done
yeah.
that.
So he just done that, but obviously I'm not a massive fan of that, but I'm sure a lot of people are because I don't
Yeah.
like that silhouette so much. But yeah, the ZX range, I think, is going to be really, really nice, and there's a lot of torsion stuff coming
I
out.
think for
playing a
the
lot
UK,
of
the
nostalgia,
London people,
yeah.
it's like the ZX just doesn't pop for London, man.
You don't think?
I don't.
I think
No.
the 8000 is
What I'm thinking-
so part of London.
See,
like-
this is the thing.
Because that is like the Adidas is almost 95.
So I go back to, obviously, me and you were lucky enough to go to Herzog,
Yes.
and we went through the archive,
Yeah.
and we had an incredible time there. But
Yeah,
I
for
remember
anyone listening though, Herzog is
Herzog, it's Adidas head office,
Yeah.
In
where they
Europe.
have
Yep.
in Germany, where
In
they
Germany.
have their like their full archive.
Right next to Puma as well, isn't it? It's funny,
Yeah,
that.
it's opposite, isn't it? It's almost like the left Twix and the right Twix advert. Because obviously the
And all-
store.
and all
No,
the
it's
slogans
legit.
as well,
It's
yeah,
legitly like that though.
All the staff play together and
did they?
Yeah.
all do
Nice.
sports and stuff. It's very
But
small.
I remember a time. So I was making a shoe. No one ever saw the light of it, but it looked like a bowling
But
shoe.
you were
to be
making
fair.
an Adidas shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I made a
okay.
toddler Adidas shoe.
A toddler
Actually, pretty
Adidas.
sick, to be
What was
fair.
that for your daughter?
Yeah, I only made the left.
And are we
foot, though.
talking about when we were at?
We're in Herzog.
So yeah, when we made those little. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
good,
yeah. So
that's
I was
pretty cool. Yeah.
making a shoe. Yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. And then you kind of scattered off somewhere
Yeah.
and came back with this box, and it was a consortium shoe.
Yeah.
And I remember you being
Just dug into the
super
archive.
excited about it.
And it flopped.
And you were like, you massively bigged it up, and
Yeah,
I was, it's great, it's amazing. I looked at it and I was like, I don't really see, what it is that you're talking about, like in the kind of
Yeah,
appeal
yeah.
of the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Like your
Yeah, I
taste
think
is so
that- I
different
think that's
to,
the issue,
I think
'cause-
maybe the mass market.
I absolutely love that shoe. You're talking, it's the Falcon Workshop you're talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
and that is an amazing pair, and the colorway is great, and it's knitted on the upper, and I don't normally like knitted shoes so much, and obviously it was made by a friend of mine, so I have that personal
Yeah, I
touch
do remember
to,
that.
to the shoe as well. But yeah, I do know what you mean. It's hard, right? Because I've got to I know what I'm into, and I never take influence from other people. I'm at the age now where I know what I like, and I'll stick to it.
Well, George just disappeared. George, are you going to the toilet?
Mate, we're boring you.
George just disappeared from the podcast.
This light is really obviously.
Surely there's some
jarring
sort of disciplinary measure that comes with that.
He's got scared of the ghost, didn't it?
I think he's just gone to put 50p in the meter.
Yeah, I had to top the electric up. Yeah.
What
So-
I'm finding interesting about Adidas at the moment, though, I can't think of a new silhouette that they've launched that's really hit home with the mass market.
No.
Like we're talking, I like the LX Con, I like the Night Jogger.
Don't like the Lexicon, I prefer the original. I think that would have done so much better.
What do we think about? And for anyone listening out there,
I want to talk about the
Mm.
Night Jogger though quickly, because I
Go
think
on.
that's a really good
The
silhouette.
Night Jogger's a
It is
really,
just
I
really
just
good shoe.
think that it is a year and a half, 2 years too late. And I said this to Adidas, and they agree with me on
It's
this.
a really good shoe.
But I think it's much better than NMD. It takes a little while to wear in because it's very pointy at the top, but it's
I'm
yeah,
not a
amazing.
fan, man.
You don't like it?
I'm not a
I
fan.
really like it. I think it's a good shoe.
Yeah.
One
I
thing
think it's the
I
best
will say
boost
about it.
shoe that they've produced since the original Ultra Boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about the Night Jogger, and Dan and Chris can back me up on this. They've had one hell of a good event on.
Oh, yeah, it was
yeah.
My
amazing.
God, I ate
Yeah.
about probably my weight's worth of
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, it was Morley's.
It's a lot of chicken.
Morley's, yeah.
We went banging to Morley's.
It is a lot of chicken. You're right, man. Yeah.
No, it was a good event. It was
Very
all
good
that,
event, yeah, we'll
I
Yeah.
think the
Legit
shoe's
maker.
really good. I think SNS had a really nice collab on it.
Yeah.
I think the size SMU collab they had was a really well executed shoe rather. I think their one's based off like Road Safety and the Lollipop Lady.
Yeah.
kind
Which one's the one with the little pink accent on it?
That's the SNS one, I think.
Yeah.
So
Even
a
the
slight
Grand
hit of Volt on it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I quite
I
like
think it's
that.
a good shoe, man.
I quite like that, but yeah, it takes a lot for me to like a pair.
I think that the difficult thing for Adidas is like you can look at people that are 15 years old, 25 years old, 35, 45, 55, and you can see them wearing an Air Max. Like people, it's such a universal shoe. But I think Adidas their archive is so strong. But unfortunately, some of the shoes that they have, like.
There's a slight gap between the old school and the new school.
Yeah. It's very OG.
They're missing some of the middle ground, I feel.
I mean, put it this way, like Adidas is and Nike are always going to battle for number one and two.
Yeah,
They've got these companies have so much money, they're never going to make that big of a mistake because there's so much going into the R&D, and they just need to wait until the next artist comes up who they want to collaborate with, or next big trend, and it's whoever gets on it first. And it's just always going to be a war of the giants. So
well, let's talk about that. So for anyone listening, we've got the Game of Thrones Ultra Boost here. We've got the black pair, the men's pair.
Love Game of Thrones as well.
The Game of Thrones collaboration.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: I've never seen Game of Thrones.
So
I've never watched an episode.
My pure nerdiness here. I've read all of the Game of Thrones book before it was even a series.
How many books are there?
Oh, don't ask me that. I think there's like 7 books because one of them's split into like 2. It's like Sword and the Sword of something or something like that.
So there's 2.
I sound like I'm trying to test Morgan. So what's the name of the first book?
The Hobbit.
Oh,
He
mate.
doesn't know.
Nah.
Morgan, if you're going to come on,
The Fire and Ice is the name of
if you're going to drop this
trilogy,
knowledge.
I thought it was just the Game of Thrones is the first book.
I swear it's called like the Song of Ice and Fire. Is the name of the whole
sounds
thing.
about right.
What do you think of it? What do you think of this new Game of Thrones Ultra Boost? Like, tell people at home what they're listening, what it looks like.
What do you think of TV shows having collaborations with shoes?
I thought it was a crazy concept.
But you had like the Breaking Bad Clarks, which were really, really good.
I didn't know.
You've had
Yes.
You've had the Entourage.
Entourage.
Yeah.
Air Force Ones.
Research the first book was called A Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I told you it was.
Okay.
Yeah, safe,
That's
mate.
pretty
Thank
Chris,
you.
I need to get you on my team pub quiz, man. Pub quiz.
But you've actually got a badge on the back of these that says the winter is coming.
Yeah,
right?
so this is based
This
on
is
the House
Stark,
Stark,
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is Stark.
So this is going to be another podcast episode where me and George are completely educated.
Yeah, it's
'Cause I
fun.
know
I will
nothing
have
about this
people
TV
give
show.
the Game of
This
Thrones lore.
is a dire wolf on the
Yeah.
inside here, which is those big, massive wolves they have.
So on the
It's
inside
got-
of the tongue, let's call it, you've
Yeah.
got a dire
Yeah.
wolf.
Yeah, basically
Right here.
each house has their own animal that sort of goes with it.
And
So
the houses
it
are like
sounds-
the houses
I really
are like
need to watch
Gryffindor,
it. I like
Slytherin,
the
that
sound.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, no, there's a bit more in depth than that.
Is it?
Yeah,
How many
so you've got,
houses
like,
are there?
House Bolton, so they'll have like a
Targaryens,
flayed man
dragon.
where he's upside down because they skin people and then hang them. It's all a bit peak.
It's
really.
pretty
It's not like
brutal,
nearly
isn't it?
headless
Yeah.
Nick from Harry Potter, who's Potter like Gryffindor.
No, it's not. You're not
Okay.
going to be put into a house based on your like attributes as a person.
So there's no magic sorting hat.
There's magic. You've got magic. You've got dragons.
Don't know if I'm into it, if I'm honest.
No, man, it
There's
looks
a-
really
there's a
good.
lot
Like
of-
a lot of
yeah.
people get killed off, don't they? Can you just, for anyone watching, don't ruin the ending. But
Oh no, oh no, this is what's really good. Like I've read up to the books, but he stopped writing the books, and the TV show actually
like
continued it on.
they ad-libbed.
yeah,
they just
anyone who's
freestyled
watching it, anyone who
Just
actually
one
is
Yeah.
watching it now doesn't know what's going to happen, which is really interesting.
He was writing with.
But
a
let's
feather.
get back to the actual Ultra
Yeah, let's
Boost
get back to the
itself.
shoe. Winter is coming.
Yeah, so it's
Hey,
got like
Summer's coming,
no
right?
feathers.
so on the inside it's like fur lined as well, based on
Fur
obviously-
line?
Well, yeah. It's,
Oh yeah, is that
yeah,
thermal?
Yeah. So basically, House Stark are based up in the north. Winter is
Yep.
coming. Winter is here. Keeps your foot warm.
Yeah, what date
But-
are these out?
Next Saturday, 22nd.
So
I
it's
Still a
believe.
little bit cold, and it's
Yeah,
not.
Yeah, it's not this Saturday.
No,
It's the
it's,
next
I believe it's the
Saturday. So
22nd.
And
for
there's a
anyone
second
watching
pair
and
as well,
listening,
right?
it's gonna be about a week away.
Yeah.
basically.
There's a second pair as well, right?
There's a second
different
pair,
colourway.
Yeah, that's House Targaryen. So Daenerys.
Targaryen.
Amelia Clark.
There's 6 pairs. Yeah.
So that each house has a shoe.
This is probably
So
the most.
Gryffindor,
This is probably the
Slytherin.
most interesting one, right?
I like the Game of
Oh,
Thrones
no.
paper,
Oh.
don't you? I really
What
like.
was you thinking of?
I thought it was the fire one with the
No,
fire.
no. So this one's based on Daenerys Targaryen, played by Amelia Clark.
Oh,
Oh,
don't you like Amelia Clark?
yeah, who doesn't like Amelia Clark?
So
Yep.
this is a lot more wearable than that.
Yeah.
Like this just to an untrained eye.
Well, it looks like the cream,
Controversial
doesn't it?
statement.
Looks
I
like the
don't
cream.
like a black midsole on Boost.
I think
don't-
it looks
mind
painted.
it
Yeah.
because it's obviously I don't mind a black midsole on most shoes because it's like more hard wearing. But
Yeah.
yeah, on this I know it's just paint.
Is
Yeah,
a black
I mean,
mid?
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point. I was going to say, is a black
'Cause
midsole
if you
more
pick up
hard
the bottom,
wearing?
it's always well. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you get stain on it or anything, you don't have to worry about it too much. Whereas white is always catching stains.
Okay, get you. Yeah.
If you could pick any TV show to have a collaboration with a shoe, what would it be?
The Bachelor UK.
Fair enough. Shout out Mark Wright. Come on the show.
Yeah, Morgan was. You want Mark Wright on the show?
Yeah, why not?
I'm
man?
hooked.
It's got a lot to say, mate.
We'll do a
do-
Towie episode.
I
I
reckon
don't do
Chris probably
reality
knows him
TV,
anyway.
but
Yeah.
I'm hooked on that. That is a show.
What shoe would you pick to have the Bachelor UK? It'd have to be like a Birkenstock or something, right?
I'd probably choose I don't know, like EQT, just because I'll probably wear it then.
Fair.
I couldn't. There's got to be a few TV shows out there that still need a show. A shoe,
Love
right?
Island.
Surely we're gonna get like an
No.
EastEnders Lonsdale collab
Yeah.
coming soon.
Dunlop.
Oh
Corey
yeah.
Dunlop.
Oh.
No,
Corey Dunlop collab.
Corey's only ever going to be on a sandbar. Is that Northern Terrace shoe?
Nah.
Yeah. It's a Manchester shoe, isn't it?
What
Don't
TV
cuss
show are
on
you
that.
picking
I'm
for your
talking
collab?
like maybe Big Mouth, if you've watched it on Netflix. Not watch Big Mouth.
That's
You
a bit of a-
didn't give me a chance to answer the
It's
question.
a bit of a
Big
weird
Mouth.
show. It's a bit of a weird
I've
show.
not
What
watched
have you
it,
been
no,
watching
but
lately? Like, run some stuff off to me that I've probably seen.
So like Big Mouth, I don't even watch telly that much.
No, what's that other one that you watch? That weird cartoon. It's not Salad Fingers. You watch that, don't you?
No.
odd stuff,
Wait,
man.
I do not watch Salad
You do,
Fingers.
you
We'll
do,
go
you
into
do.
the meeting room and you're like,
Rusty
"I don't trust
spoon."
Morgan, Morgan, did you see the
that's how he does it as well. It's worrying.
Morgan? Did you see the premiere of the new Salad Fingers?
No, I didn't.
No.
Oh.
Never watched that. I was
What?
no. That's the new ground sort of time, innit?
Mm.
Back in school, like,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch that stuff.
Yeah, there's some horrible videos at school going
Simpsons
around.
is what
at
I
that
was
time.
watching. South Park.
Oh mate,
Simpsons and South
some
Park.
stories I
that's
can
it.
tell you. Though.
But do you remember when phones first came about in school? Like, you used to have Nokias, and then they upgraded.
God, you
to
sound like
colour.
my
Yeah.
granddad.
No, seriously. How old are you, Morgs?
I'm 27.
Yes, I'm 28, right?
Yeah,
And we're all the same
27,
age
yeah.
here.
You kind of, I felt like you kind of had to think about how old you was then.
I'm getting a bit
I'm
sad
20.
about it.
No, not at all. Like, I went somewhere earlier and someone said,
Yeah.
"You're really young. You're really young." Just trying to make me feel better, clearly. But I think it's
small.
young. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, I've got a man's face in a kid's body.
So
Yeah.
I said earlier that I think you have a man's face on a child's body, whereas Morgan has a child's face on a man's body.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree
Yeah.
with that.
But probably looks like
You'd
he's got
agree
a
with me that he has a
Yeah.
child's
No, if
body.
you took
Why
that
through the
beard
beard?
off.
You agree that he has a
Yeah.
child's body? Is that what you're saying? He looks like he's still going through puberty.
It's basically, you'd have to worry about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
me.
no, he does have to worry about
Both have to
it.
worry.
You'd have to worry
Purely
about
from
R.
his
Kelly.
beard.
Cut my head off, yeah.
What? Hold on. Where was we at?
We're
We
talking
just got
about
off the
shoe
point.
We're
collabs.
talking about these. Can I just
Yeah.
say, it's a really good idea, but none of these shoes are very strong.
Okay.
None of these Ultra Boosts are very strong.
So out of 10, how many marks would you give
I would
the
give
cream?
I mean, how many cream or white Ultra Boosts have we had? We're probably in like way over double digits now.
Yeah.
But would you say that you're judging this based on how many there have been and not the quality of the
No,
shoe?
I'm basing
But then you
this-
could argue how many white pairs of Air Force
I'm
Ones
yeah.
do you have?
basing these on.
They're still good.
But that's an all-time classic.
Oh yeah, but
But on
would you not- would you not
Ultra
say
Boost
Ultra
is-
Yeah,
Boost?
but for me,
I
if you
don't know. I
look
think
at
it is.
Like the silver
My voice is getting really high in this episode as well.
That silver detailing on the shoe is just unnecessary. It's just, I don't know.
Well, it's not
I-
unnecessary because it's part of the collab.
My
No.
thing
It's
is,
women's as well, let's not forget.
my
It is
thing
a
is, yeah,
women's
but
shoe.
you
Oh, it
don't
is
have
women's,
to.
yeah.
Not all women's like shiny silver. And
Yeah,
pink,
that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think we need to come away from this. Like, and I hear so many females within the footwear industry like saying the same thing. We need to come away from this. Like, oh, let's put shiny stuff or pink stuff
yeah.
or glittery stuff
Yeah.
on women's shoes. Like, women 9 times out of 10 want, the same colorways as men because they're always, well, from their opinion, they're always better. They're just kind of like dark. Or like all white, all black.
I can't
whatever it
believe
may
you.
be.
I can't believe you're saying this, man.
Whereas-
Because I know you two wear women's shoes.
Yeah, no,
so-
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm
you
saying.
can get into it.
But this is what I was gonna say. Like, from our
Yeah.
perspective, though, like I know I really like some of the women's colorways.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not wearing shoes that look like they've just been, made from a My Little Pony, but that's more George. But I'm much more into like the brighter colors and stuff.
You
Yeah.
know what? There's always been a pair of Jordan 5s, the Floridians that came out in like 2011 or 2012.
The Floridians.
Yeah, they're black suede with pink and orange. Obviously, like Florida basketball team, whatever. And
Okay,
I
yeah.
always wanted a pair of those, and they never came in my size.
You missed
So,
them. The
missed
ones
them.
you
Problem with
missed.
having big feet, mate.
I've actually got a pair in size 5. Just 'cause
Yeah,
I
you're a
liked
bit
it.
screwed, aren't you? You're
Yeah.
just above the women's size.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to have
Yeah.
feet bigger than a size 7 anyway?
What?
I know, I'm
agreeing
just
with
confused.
that?
Why are you buying shoes that don't actually fit you? Like,
'Cause he's a
I get,
collector.
Because
yeah,
I'm a collector. I'm an
I
archive.
collect
That's my thing.
shoes.
like,
as
Oh,
well, but-
archive.
Yeah, I like to archive stuff. So I like to hold on to stuff that maybe.
Your mic walks.
I know I just tapped it, didn't I?
No, just make sure you like.
Oh,
talk
so
into
yeah.
it.
When I nowadays I say I'm more of an archiver than a collector. So I'm looking to.
You
grab
are an
stuff.
archive.
But
What is
it's-
that? How do you be an archive?
I think it's just you basically have the most of one shoe.
But you said you are an archive.
Oh no, I'm maybe.
His
No,
brain
I
is
mean my
just so
collector's
much
an archive.
knowledge.
yeah.
I know
But
my head's big.
Would you say that in the UK, you are one of
You can make me toot my own horn.
Oh, mate, where'd you put
One of
yourself in the
the-
top 5 of the UK?
Do you know more than Kish Cash won?
See, I've seen Kish's collection. He owns more than me, but I'm very close. I mean, I would never put myself in the same shoes as Kish or Magdi.
Yeah, because different
or
sizes, isn't
a
it?
lot of guys. Well, I could put myself in your shoes, definitely.
You definitely
I could squeeze, but nah.
Take the insole out.
But I consider myself part of like almost a different generation than those guys.
Yeah.
So I would like to say that in my generation, I'm one of the top guys. But in the next stage, those guys like smash me out the water. And you always got to pay respect to them.
You know, like God rest his soul, Gary Warnett.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Mate,
he was an idol for you as well, right?
If I had 1% of the knowledge that dude had, like
because he was like a go-to, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
for
was
everyone in the scene.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what brand.
I don't even think it was people just in the scene. I think like, you know, just in the industry.
Put it this way.
Yeah,
Put it
that's
this way.
right.
Put it this way.
Like-
If I didn't know something, he would be the one I would ask.
Yeah.
And now that he has passed away, there is no one left to ask. There is no one with that knowledge now. So I get a lot of people come to me and hit me up. I don't know some of these questions, and the person I'd refer them to would be Gary. And now we don't have that anymore.
But you got, you know, like you mentioned Magdi, right?
Yeah.
I see him as having a lot of knowledge, but maybe
massively.
He's not as in it as he once was.
I think do you know what, he's just started that archive Nike DNA page.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just confirmed that it's Magdi behind it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Did you not know?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's sorry. Magdi
Well,
behind.
1 minute he didn't know what the MX1
Um,
Susan was a minute ago. I paid tit for tat, but
Yeah, I think Magdi has a massive knowledge, and he's a really good photographer as well.
Yeah, he is.
But again, it's just different generations like different things.
Yeah.
Like we like different stuff. Like we have a lot of crossover in taste.
Yeah.
But I like to think that I can talk to that younger audience as well.
But it's not just footwear that you collect, is it?
No.
And we touched on this like really, really briefly, like in a pass on comment on the first episode.
Yeah.
But you actually collect other stuff as well, like you.
Oh, massively.
Like,
You're a
not
collector,
even
a serial
just
collector.
like
Yeah.
not even
Warhammer?
just like
Yeah.
like
Yo,
you know,
we're
things
gonna
that are
drop the Warhammer
associated.
bit. You know what? I can sit and talk about Warhammer all day. And I
Can
don't
you
even-
paint them though?
But no, this
Yeah,
is the
paint
thing.
them.
I actually
Obviously you
bigged
paint
you
them,
up
you
on the
don't-
first episode.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some of the stuff that you've painted, and it's really, really good. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do it myself.
So-
One, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, basically, I
and
find.
two, because it's not my thing.
So this is something I want to touch on later anyway. I think it's something to do with like mental health, and I think when you work in this industry, it's really based on like politics, and it's really based on
Your image,
who you know,
your
your
rep,
image. And I said it to someone the other week, when I go into London sometimes I feel like I'm putting on armour to have a meeting with someone. So it's not like people don't get to know the real me, do you know what I mean? Because I like to keep that separately. But yeah, I find Warhammer and gym and stuff like that, it calms me down so much. It stops me
therapeutic.
getting,
It's a
release,
it stops
isn't
me
it?
getting stressed.
You just
like-
let
it's like
loose
your
on the
marathon training.
I
Warhammer.
just let loose, man,
Do
with
you
a
just-
paintbrush.
Oh, you're gonna get this paint. Trust me.
Bloody George, and he's going on about his shorts again. But yeah, so
Do you ever go to compete?
He was waiting for that.
There he was.
I can't,
He's waiting to drop that bar.
I can't. I have bad memories.
of going to compete.
Nah, basically because I'm super dyslexic. And
Yeah,
I'm-
like it's
It's
competitions.
like chess.
and
I'll
stuff,
put it, it's
right?
just
You're
like chess,
super
right?
dyslexic.
Yeah, I'm super dyslexic, right? So
What
when I
does
was
that
a
mean?
kid,
You write backwards.
pretty much can't write. I can't do maths and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a really bad business manager. But basically, yeah, when I was a kid,
He's selling himself.
I
here.
used to play with this guy, and he basically used to just tell.
Whoa!
Oh, Kelly Michael Jackson are back in the
I
podcast.
was a kid too. So we're the same age, so get that.
Rewind.
But yeah, he used to cheat all the time, and I couldn't read the books, so it would be
Oh,
like.
wait, stop. Take a breath. Think about how you're going to word this going forward.
Or say, I don't know, I'll just put it like out there. Say you got like a little man and he's got like. The innuendo. The innuendo's coming out of this chat. The innuendo. And I'm just happy because I'm talking about Warhammer, innit? You guys are just taking the piss.
No, mate. I've literally I've had conversations with you at length about this before and about how you kind of like got into
Yeah, and
it.
he just used to just cheat all the time, and because I couldn't read the books, I just had to go on his word, and I used to just lose and lose and lose, and I just had enough of it. So I just don't play. I just do it for painting.
Yeah.
Other things I collect, Star Wars figures, especially Boba
you've
Fett.
got a lot of collectible stuff.
So is collecting an addiction then?
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's not that I had like a deprived childhood, because I will never say that, but there was always stuff that I wanted. And when you get to that age where you've got like disposable income, I'll
Jeez.
just buy what I want.
Yeah.
Buy me
You know what I
something.
mean? What do you want?
Mars Landings on Saturday.
Mate, they are awful.
They're not.
They are
We're gonna come on to
awful.
them in a minute.
Yeah.
But you know what?
They're
I just
not a
want
good
to
shoe.
touch. I just want to touch on what you were saying a
Yeah.
minute ago.
I think that's your favourite saying, by the way. I just want to touch. I just want to touch on
Touch.
this, touch on that, touch on this, touch on that.
Are you telling me about the
listen,
Michael
I'm not,
Jackson?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to be careful where I say that. Though,
I
innit?
know. Yeah. All right, be careful. Yeah, the missus won't be happy.
Just
will
want
she?
to touch on that.
Cheers. Cheers, babe.
No, obviously, you know, you mentioned about like how you do collect a lot of different stuff, and I know something that's quite close to you is that you bring your younger brother in with a lot of it as well, don't
massively.
you? Like I know that you
You're
do.
educating.
Yeah, you do a lot of stuff with him, footwear with him, like.
Shouts out to Bryn.
There's
Bryn.
He will love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bryn. Yeah. Shout
And
out
you've
my
done a
mum,
lot of
dad,
stuff in
family.
terms of like Warhammer with him as well, because
Yeah.
he's quite into it as well, isn't he?
Well, he got me into it. It was like it
He's
was
your
something
younger
that,
brother.
No, it was something we could bond on, right? So because what do you really have these days to like Supreme shoes? I mean, he's at that age now where everyone in school
Yeah.
wants Supreme, and I never had this. When I was a kid, it was we want Nike and we want Adidas and stuff like that. But the price,
I wanted a Lessie as a kid,
the
you know.
price was never
Kappa.
mad, right?
Eco
But like we're
tracksuit.
looking at the Supreme stuff now, and he's like, "Oh, I want your jacket. Can I borrow your jacket?" I'm just like, "Yeah, take it, man, innit?" Because
Yeah.
I know how is he gonna be able to afford like £1,000 jacket?
What your
Yeah, of
academics
course.
jacket, your leather.
Oh, I see. I love that stuff, but no, I'm talking about
I
like
had
the
an
North
academic
Face and stuff.
tracksuit,
Yeah.
grey one.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Alex is wearing his podcast hat. Episode
I am.
4.
I've now made this officially the podcast hat.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it off by the
Have
way.
you got a
Yeah.
favourite hat, Morgs?
I've got loads of hats, but I never wear them because my head's too big.
What? So your heads don't fit into hats.
I just it
No,
just
I
looks dumb.
can feel that.
Your
as well.
heads.
Yeah.
Your
Just-
heads.
Well,
Your
you can
heads.
feel that his head's too big for hats.
Yeah.
No,
that what you're saying?
I understand. I used to wear hats.
Yeah, you confirming that for him.
Hey, you've just got a fresh trim as well. I feel nice. No, I used to wear hats all the time as well, but then that's when I had long hair.
remember-
Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Do you
Then you
remember
grow
like?
up.
Yeah, and I don't.
Do you remember the snapback collecting hats phase?
He's still going through it, bro.
I know he's. I remember
You
when
can't
collect hats
You can't
as
collect
well.
when you just got one.
I've got like hundreds of hats,
Oh my god.
and I've got.
What's your most prized hat?
You've got an addictive personality. Would that
Yeah,
be
I've
fair
got
to
a
say?
addictive personality, man. So I've
But you
got,
don't drink, do you? Or you
No, I don't
smoke?
drink. I don't smoke. I don't. Yeah, I do drink on brand events.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing. Yeah, brand events is. It's
about
like-
to
Drunk,
Hey,
drunk
hey,
Morgan is
yeah.
definitely a sight.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't smoke. I don't do anything because I
Yeah.
know I'm so addictive.
Yeah.
But I've got quite good willpower. So once I stop doing something,
Yeah.
no sugar at the moment. and
Like
I'm pretty
training in
good
the
at
gym, 160
Training in the
kgs. 160 kgs on the bench.
You do that. I mean,
Yeah,
you,
mate.
you made it sound like it was
165.
like something
Yeah.
really big, but you obviously was telling
No,
us at the
I'm
beginning that you
gassing,
do it.
mate. Morgan does 160 kgs.
that. That's like
on the
putting
bench.
like.
And the rest.
That's 2 people. I'm
That's like
75
putting.
kg
That's
at the
like. That's
minute.
putting like 10 of you on a bar.
You're basically
or
like
one
a
of
jockey,
Alex.
innit? I'm surprised you even made it. I thought you
did,
were
yeah.
at Cheltenham this week.
Yeah.
Just in their own conversation.
Sorry for everyone listening at home. Alex was talking over people again, and I know you made that. So sorry, Morgan. What were you
That's
saying?
fine. I had a lot of people like hit me up today about Alex talking over people, and they said every time he talks over someone, I should get a pound.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'd be rich, so I don't want to.
You know what it is? I want people to start sending me voice notes just so I can talk over them on that as well.
I think you should get just a little buzzer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. You reminded me of something. Sean
should get it.
Witherspoon ending his collab.
Oh yeah.
You was going to talk
Good.
about it.
How
Good.
did you transition from the buzzer to Sean Witherspoon?
Because it
What
was
the full
something. It was
process?
something he was saying about collecting.
I still want to talk about Warhammer. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
We can get back to that if you want. We could start. Is there a Warhammer podcast?
there is.
There is.
Can I just say?
This could be your gateway to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Can I just say that like so the company was failing, like completely flopping a few years back, but they've basically taken a lot of like the sneaker marketing things.
Yeah.
So they do like limited drops, regional exclusives,
Yep.
and they've got a really good social team. So it's really interesting to see how they've taken tips from other sectors.
What's that's working? Their
It's
marketing now.
mate, it's,
Yeah.
they've completely flipped it. It's really, really profitable now.
I didn't know.
Would you
that.
like
Oh,
to
yeah.
see a Warhammer shoe?
I'd love
What
to see a
shoe would
Warhammer
it
shoe.
be?
It'd be a new
And you-
demographic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would attack.
I
yeah.
don't think it'd be well. I mean, I'm not going to go slating no Warhammer fans, but they're probably not the most guys that are interested in the footwear.
Yeah,
I think
this
there's
is
probably
true.
like 3 of us.
You're a
maybe, and
niche
I'm one of them.
audience,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm super niche, mate. I'm super niche.
Sean Witherspoon
Hmm.
ending his collab. This was news today. What do we all think?
I mean,
You love them, right?
I've got. 'em on
I
my
like
feet.
the shoe.
I
I
love
like
them.
the shoe. I don't know. I think from his perspective, you know, from the moment he kind of started reselling his own shoe in his shop, then that was always going to kind of be the downfall of their relationship, right?
I mean, that's not necessarily
It is.
His decision, man. And
Well,
I'd
it's
love
not-
to,
it's
I'd love
not
to
his
have him
decision
on to
to-
tell his side. I would like Sean Weatherspoon on this show to talk
But he
about
hasn't
this.
completely ended it.
No,
was
it's like gone a bit
we're
of hiatus.
Yeah, we're not working on the next one anymore,
Mm.
but we're still like got really good friends there and stuff.
Such a shame, 'cause there's some good samples, weren't there?
Yeah,
The Max
triple
one,
blue
man. Even the bespoke was so nice.
Oh
What
yeah,
the- what
with
the
the Liberty
floral-
print.
Yeah.
Oh,
Banger.
crazy. He doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
Have you
You
got
have
the
to be
original
so
Boba
different.
Spoon?
No, I didn't like him.
You have to buck the mainstream, don't you? You have to
I
buck it.
think. Do you know what I mean, this is something. For me, I always sort of felt Sean Weatherspoon came across as this like massive figurehead for the community, and I'd never heard of him. Like past 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, hang on, if I've never heard of you in sneakers, I mean, I'm talking Nike Talk days and Crooked Tongue days. If I haven't heard of you, where you come from? So for me, it was a little bit like, is he a bit of a culture vulture sort of thing? Like, what's going on here?
But do you think it could just be that he was over in America? Sort of
I
keeping
don't
his
know,
head
man.
down,
I mean,
loving shoes?
I know he's I mean, from what I've heard, he's a lovely guy.
He seems it.
I think I've seen stuff in the past though. I've seen like posts from old Facebook stuff where like there's been a bit of naughty maybe dealings going on the Facebook forums. And I think if you're going to act as a community figurehead for that sort of stuff, you don't want to have that in your past. I mean, I'm not going to go over what happened. You can probably find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But
On that note,
I think he just got built up by Nike, and I think he owes so much to Nike building him up, and then to have issues with Nike over how they do things. I just think sometimes if you're lucky, if you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, innit? Just be happy, man, innit? You're making
what, that he's collabed and he's
you've got
making money.
Yeah,
and
you've
it's
been
good.
made super famous. You know what I mean? Like, just got to take it, man. But yeah, he seems super vocal and social, and I think sometimes you just need to take a step back and chill out a little bit.
He does seem super vocal, yeah. Even before the pairs were released, he's like, I'm telling Nike that they need to manufacture enough, and they will.
Did you ever see that Union 1 Jordan advert that they put out with him in it? It's like a flea market.
Yeah, it was
where they
sick.
basically had Union 1, the Union Jordan 1 like on display. This guy had like 4 pairs
Good shoe that.
Yeah.
of kicks, and
So
like, he had
good.
them on display
Yeah,
at like a flea market. And like people walking past asking about it, and then Sean Weatherspoon just happens to walk past, and like, this is like meant to be like legit footage. And he's like, nah, this shoe's not real. And he's like, nah, bro, like this
It
shoe's
was
100%
just him though,
real.
because
Like,
Emily Oberg was in it as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
wasn't she?
yeah.
And they was all just walking past like, this is a fake, this is obviously a fake.
it's like, I've got all the Union stuff. And he's
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, this is real.
What, Sean Weatherspoon says that?
Yeah.
He says it's real.
No, he
This
says
is
it's
fake.
fake.
Oh, right. What's that? Doesn't look good on him then.
Yeah, but I think that I remember him.
Staged, aren't they?
It was staged, yeah.
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 I don't know, man. Like, as I say, I will try not to throw shade at someone I haven't met personally, because I haven't
No.
met him personally.
Just
but
only a little bit.
I
of
don't
shade.
like the shoe. I never liked the shoe, and I just
From the vote forward, what was you voting for then? Because everyone wanted the Wotherspoon.
do you know what?
Did you get the Weatherspoon? Have you got it?
No, I don't, because I didn't
Is
like
that,
it.
is that the truth?
That is the truth.
I thought you had it, man.
No, I don't have it.
Do you have any Yeezys?
Can I just say all the shoes? I do have Yeezys, yeah.
You have Yeezys?
Yeah.
Is that
I've got
because-
a really funny story about the Yeezy, and I thought I might bring this up.
Is it like your other story?
I've got Skepta's Yeezys. I got Skepta's Yeezys.
How do you know they're Skeptors?
What?
How do you know they're Skeptors?
I'm just baffled. My
Yeah.
face is just like,
So
what? Trying
it's
to
a-
comprehend.
It's a real funny story.
I was thinking Skepta's releasing Yeezys. You've got them.
Nah. So it's a real funny story, basically.
How
quite
funny?
quite a few years ago. Not that funny. It's just weird. It's just odd. It's just an odd story.
Is there innuendos in this one too?
No. Well, I'm probably going to start spouting them. But
Okay,
yeah,
can't wait.
a few years ago,
Yeah.
obviously I'm quite tight with Adidas. Skepta was going on stage, and I think this was before a lot of the Nike stuff happened. And the night before, basically they were going to send him a pair of Yeezys. They were all his size and everything, his name on the box. The Turtle Doves, and he wore Nike on the stage, I think, sometime. And Adidas were just a bit like, okay, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll chill back a bit. And then my mate was like, got a pair of Turtle Doves if you want them, like they're yours. And he cycled them to me when I was in London. So I was like, he cycled them
Who's
to
this
me.
guy?
He rode the shoes.
No, I hope not. But yeah, gifted me a pair of Turtle Doves, and they had Skepta's name on the tag. So I always thought that was just a super interesting.
Oh, really? What? So you've got them?
Yeah, I got
So
Turtle Doves. Yeah.
Do you reckon people would buy them on that basis?
No, of course not. It's like nothing.
Are you
to
sure?
It. Yeah, no reason. There's
I
Well,
think
not now
people-
because you already sold them.
Oh, you sold them?
Yeah, but there's
Not a
no,
reason.
there's
Not a
no,
resale.
There's no reason why you
remember
buy it.
that,
It was
I
just
did
like,
that.
you know, when you stick a little sticker. I just thought it was quite a cute little story, really.
But this.
It's cute, isn't it?
He's waiting for you to pick it up.
Yeah.
No, bro.
If you want to back Skepta, just come in it. Like,
Yeah.
Just trade me a few
What do you
pairs
think of the
you.
Skepta collab with Nike?
Like the first one.
Yep.
Like the second one. I don't like the third one.
It's third time lucky though, usually, right?
Yeah.
Usually,
Do
yeah.
you not like the third one because it's a deluxe?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's that interesting. I like the deluxe. We like the deluxe. We spoke about this, yeah.
I like the deluxe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer
Like
the
that
deluxe
black
to the second
deluxe with the red bubble.
one. Yeah, we got it upstairs. Bang on.
Yeah.
But
I think
prefer the
I think I
deluxe.
like the second one more because it's rarer. Because you could only get that in Paris, couldn't you? Really, if I remember.
Yeah, the one with the red
Yeah,
and
'cause they
blue.
did the
too.
event, didn't they?
Yeah, I
in
think that's
Paris,
why I
yeah.
probably like the second one more. But the first one's my favourite because it's based on like the
Marrakesh,
tune.
isn't it?
No, but it's based on the tune Max as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
And also Gary had basically consulted with Skepta to make that shoe, so that's
Oh,
almost like
really?
a Gary Warnett shoe as well.
But what do you think about? I love Skepta. I've listened to a lot of his music over the years, but the point is that Nike wouldn't collaborate with an artist like that previously.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
what
why
do you-
Yeezy left, isn't it?
That's why Yeezy left.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, no, wasn't it
What?
Kanye left because he wanted more creativity over what was going on, didn't he? And
Yeah,
he
he
wanted
wanted the
and
same.
he wanted the money as
Well,
well.
wait.
like,
What's the
'cause
inside scoop here?
On what? Why Yeezy left?
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah.
I just think they just didn't allow him to have the creative control because he wasn't an athlete, basically.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
right.
wanted an
Yeah.
athlete's contract. I thought that was
Yeah.
always a story. But
What, so if
Also-
you've got an athlete's contract?
yeah, like a Jordan
Like a
contract or a
sponsorship,
LeBron
do you know
or
what I
a
mean? Yeah.
Kobe.
What? So for people that don't know this, then you have different contracts. So if you're a music artist,
I assume it's stuff to do with like royalties and everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
Like,
yeah, I think there is something where I think at Adidas you get a lot more financial power
Yeah.
as to what like from the sales of the shoe and kind of the contract that you're put on. Whereas I think with
Adidas have always
with
been
Nike-
like a creative musician brand. I'd like
Yeah.
to say
Yeah.
with originals they've always had more power with that, and I think Nike's taken influence of that lately.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
do you not have a collab with Nike coming up then?
No, not yet. But Nike, we're working on.
Does it look good with shorts?
We have got a nice Air Max 1 that we
Does that
got
slip in?
upstairs, though.
That is a really nice
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a banging one.
Let's talk real quick about this. For anyone listening, we have the Mars Landing Air Max 90. Now, this is what I'm going to call a Marmite shoe of the week.
Yeah.
The original moon landing, the Lunar 90 was
Also a
it was-
Marmite shoe.
It's a Marmite shoe,
Yeah.
but it's
It's
crazy.
one-
It's revered. It sells for what, over $1,000?
No,
Yeah,
it's
so-
about 500 now.
No, it's
It's
gone up a
It
lot
was on
more.
StockX earlier. It's like
It's gone.
yeah,
It's
like
gone up a
500.
lot more now
Really?
since these came
Oh yeah,
out.
probably people want both sets, right?
It's
Yeah.
the moon landing was like it's the one shoe that I've always wanted and never got.
It's a shame it's on the Lunar Sole though, because the original's much better.
I didn't really mind it, but I'm a big fan of these. I do really like them. I know people think, oh, what are you going to wear them with? Sometimes it's not about what you're going to wear them with.
I mean, it would have been much better for me if they'd used a... so it's got a black midsole. It's got
Speckle.
grey speckling. It would have been better for me if the midsole was like translucent or something.
You know why they've done that though, and it's meant to be stars, right?
Yeah, I get... Okay,
You
yeah,
get it.
I just noticed.
It's like it's one of those ideas that probably been written down on paper but doesn't really
Yeah, it
work into a
sounds
shoe
sick
that
on
well.
paper.
Okay, I get it. I do see
I really
that.
like it, man. I think it's a really, really good shoe. I'm definitely going to grab a pair.
I think it looks like something you might see on a market.
True. Yeah, you know what? It looks like a fake. You know when they do like? Do you remember that big phase where everyone was buying the Independence Days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we had
that's it.
You
Yeah.
had them all in
Oh,
different
man.
colours,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The gold.
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
so
yeah.
many people with gold pairs.
You
It's
still
like,
see them
Gold and
now.
Volt.
oh, these exclusive. I got them in Dubai. No, bro,
With the
they're
huge
fake.
tongue label.
Someone
Yeah,
charged
yeah,
you
yeah.
£40
And like the
no
tongue-
way.
Tongue's too big in it.
Yeah,
Tongue's
yeah.
too
Square
big.
flag,
Yeah,
it's not rectangular.
but like I remember, yeah, I think there was like Volt moon landings. So
Yeah.
I think there was, yeah. So I can see where you're coming with that. But for me, I'm just not a fan of it. I think it's. Do you know what? I think it's a proper sneakerhead shoe. As in, like sneakerheads love that sort of like the burger and they love them sort
Oh
of.
yeah, I got the burger.
Yeah.
What, the sort of
The burger.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
as in it's not like a.
I got the burger.
It's
What
not
did
like I
sell
don't
it?
think it's like a wearable shoe. I think it's like a collectible shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
buy it. Yeah.
This is what I said to Dan. Yeah.
Exactly what you said, yeah.
Yeah, it's a collectible shoe. I might wear it, but I would have preferred a white sole. The upper is it Vactech or is it like it's like a the technology
piece-
that
is it
they
one piece,
use?
yeah?
Yes.
It's one piece. Yeah, so is that? It's not like a Hyperfuse upper because it feels
It is like
different,
a
but it is.
Vactech. Yeah.
It's like a Vactech
We haven't seen
upper, isn't
Vactech
it?
for a long time, to be fair.
Yeah. One of my favourite shoes actually I never got was that 97 Vactech
I
The
used to
wheat
go for
one.
so much money.
The
Midnight
wheat.
Fog.
Oh yeah, come out with a weak colourway as well.
Yeah, those you can't get them. I look for them on odd occasions, but I can't ever find it. It's a 6 shoe. It's got the same style upper. But yeah, how much do you reckon they'll resell for these Mars landings?
I don't think a lot. I think there's.
What's the retail? Is it high?
I think it's 130.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of pairs available.
Yeah.
I saw rumours of like 10,000 pairs in Europe, which is not really a massive amount, but I think shoes that do really well, like from a resale perspective, they don't have numbers like that. Like, and I think there's a lot more kind of hype attached to it, and I don't know. But you remember how, like you said, we touched on a couple of weeks ago about how they left the off-white 90 as the last one of the pack because like obviously next year's the anniversary of the 90.
There's others that I've seen.
That's what?
Yeah,
There's like an Air Force One that's blue.
Yeah, the one that Virgil was wearing outside Nando's.
There's a whole new range of off-white stuff.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's it's not true.
I just think
I
think they left the 90 as the last one because obviously, like I said, they've got the anniversary next year, and I think you're going to see a couple more like good kind of rarer 90s.
Are you telling me we've been talking for an hour?
Yeah, no.
Bro, I've got so much more to talk about.
Okay, well, like obviously, time flies here.
Yeah.
Right? What's your one thing that you have burning desire to talk about?
I'm just going to chip in when you guys chip in, but
you said
I feel like we've only talked about. Obviously, I want to talk about Warhammer again.
I've got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just chip in.
I just feel like we've only been chatting for like 30 minutes. It's gone really quickly.
Yeah, having fun. Right?
One thing you haven't done that most other people do get asked to do is drop a 2-bar.
Oh, what? That's not happening. Because you know I can't do it, mate. You've spent time with me, man. You know I can't do anything like that.
Yeah, please drop a 2-bar just off the top of your head.
I don't even know what a 2-bar is.
Chris.
I'm not dropping a 2-bar.
You can
to be fair, Chris, you've had a lot of time to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Like you've seen previous episodes.
Yeah.
And you've seen that other people have done it. You've anticipated that you were going to be on it this week.
Drop me a quick 2-bar.
No, we've done ours. Our time has come and gone.
I think the audience needs to hear it again.
No, they don't. They can just rewatch the last episode.
I'll tell you what, if the audience votes us both back on again, then we'll both drop a 2-bar.
What, a clash?
Okay. Give me time to like work on one.
Yeah, done.
It's gonna be so bad.
Clash, yeah?
It's gonna be so bad.
Maybe we should challenge you to write a 2-bar about
1,
Adidas.
2, 3.
I'm not 2-barring, George.
Okay. Okay, Morgan. 1, 2.
I'm not 2-bar, George.
No, it's just 2-bar and Morgan.
I don't know what a 2-bar is.
It's like 5
kinda
foot
like
10, and you know I'm raw. Got 4 ladies. Call that a score. All, and that all at the end is just so you know.
That's his
that it's a
favourite
good bar.
What's the money for?
It's because he said he's got 2 ladies. Call that a score. Obviously, he's got 2 £10 notes.
Oh, I said 2 ladies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to embarrass myself.
4
like
ladies. Yeah.
Come on,
you're never embarrassing yourself. Like Morgan, we know you, mate. Off camera, you know, I've actually drunk with you before at events, and we've like had the most amount of banter.
I feel like there's this evil side of, not evil side, but Jekyll and Hyde side to Morgan, which is when
No, man, you were not Jekyll and Hyde. You were not
Hyde. You were just a lot more hyped when you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Events,
yeah.
Bruv, we have had the most jokes at some of these industry events.
100%.
Like, honestly, but I loved how you bring that side and the technical side too.
in Paris.
Yes,
was
mate.
a laugh, right?
Yeah.
When we were in our pizza.
That was actually the first time that I saw you in real life.
So drunk. Yes.
Mate, no, sorry, I know I'm off camera, but in Berlin, you were the most
Oh
drunk.
my god.
He kept coming up to me in the bar and just trying to have a conversation, just grabbing my nipples. But I bruises.
Morgan was pretty off key when it. Did you like? I remember we was in Berlin for the Puma launch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And literally, the hotel we were staying in was like, I don't know, man, 15 kilometers maybe away from like this place that we was in. Like, you've been to Berlin, it's huge.
Yeah,
and you go
yeah.
east side and west side.
That's the one where they play Star Wars music.
East side is the best. And yeah, like, so we all left, and Morgan was still there, and then it was like
looking for the
4
archive,
o'clock in the
mate.
morning. He's like sending me voice notes,
Yeah.
walking
You know what?
down the street in Berlin.
That was a funny one, yeah, because that was the day after Puma did that whole mess up with the.
It weren't the
trap.
day after. I went
In
to
the trap.
Yeah,
no.
the trap
The
house was the day after.
RSO thing was like 2 weeks after.
Because it was because I was in a taxi with Krept and Conan on the way in, and they were
Name dropping.
They were like,
Did you drop them a 2-bar?
and they were like, damn, like this stuff's happened, and they didn't want to get involved with it. And I remember this being absolutely mashed and going out for drinks with like the whole senior team of Puma.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that everyone was a little bit tipsy because I ended up like just chatting about it.
Yeah, but this
and
is what
having a bit
happens
of a
when you
go.
don't drink as well, like, and you let loose at an industry event. Morgan, can you explain to anyone listening and watching what an industry event is like and what it is?
So I think you and me have been to a lot of industry events now, and basically they invite a load of people.
Yeah. What sort of people?
Just bloggers, innit, and
Yeah.
influencers. So
Like-minded individuals.
generally,
Yeah.
like they're quite boring people, and they're quite vapid,
Wow.
innit? Do you know what I mean?
Shit.
So like,
We've been at these events.
Yeah,
so-
yeah,
Do we
I'm
fall
not
on this
talking about-
umbrella?
I'm not talking about you guys.
This
innit,
is
but,
why
like,
we're friends, because we all click together.
a lot of it
Me
is
and Dan do,
it's
that's
a
for
job,
sure.
right? For us to go, it's part of our job. Like we are going there to get content to show it to everyone who can't get to the event.
Yeah.
To showcase a new shoe that's being launched. But yeah, they're not. It's not all it's cracked up to be, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not like.
Do you think
the
they
most
should
amazing
mix more of the just general public with the industry people at these events? Because
Yeah, I think so.
there's a bit of a vibe at some of these, isn't there?
Adidas, that night juggle one had
Right.
more general public in it, I think, and that was
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
What
that's
one was
decent.
that?
The
Night
night juggle
juggle.
one.
I didn't go to that.
Oh,
Was it
night
better?
Night
juggle was really good.
Was it?
man.
That was a good one.
I think it's essential because
Free
sometimes
chicken, you can't go wrong, man.
But
Free
mate,
Morleys all night.
that's where I love it the most, when you get the free chicken, man. They always have good chicken at some of these events. But industry events where they got like an artist performing, yeah, and it's like, I think I saw Steph London performing at one of them.
Yeah,
And,
we were there in Berlin again.
Yeah.
And like, no one's moving at the front, no one's singing,
Like,
no
so
one's
they've got a photo,
skanking.
haven't they?
Yeah.
Everyone's just standing there while someone is giving it their absolute effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the crowd are just like, because they're industry, because they're too cool.
That's me in Berlin.
And we're like trying to. You can't.
Sorry, what
you
you
do like, you know, like
All right then,
a gun fingers. and
really
people look at
quickly.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, really
Yeah.
quickly. If
George,
you
you're so
was to put
small,
on-
no one can see you, mate.
Really quickly, if you was to put on an industry event, what would you do?
I would have people from the public, people from the industry, but I'd make sure that the people from the industry were briefed before. Like,
George, Prime Minister.
you are going to be dancing.
He's
if
gonna
this
sort out
artist
Brexit
comes
for us.
on.
If you were gonna be
If
dancing,
you are coming to this event, we want to see your energy. We want to see what you're about, your passion, your hype.
shake your tail further.
Yeah, but you know what as well though, because they're always on a Thursday night normally. Like a lot of us got work the next day, or we live far away.
Sorry,
right?
can't you skank on a no Thursday, guys?
yeah.
Don't skank on Thursdays.
I don't skank on Thursdays, man.
No,
innit? I gotta
did you know what I'm
I've got to get back to Guildford, mate. innit? Last train home.
Full-time money man, part-time skanker.
But
So you don't skank on Thursdays. That's what we know.
depends if I've got a day off next day, mate. I'm training in the morning. innit?
Aren't you
So-
self-employed?
Oh.
No, I'm not self-employed.
Don't you like
What's
technically
the
give
man?
yourself a day off?
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
I can
don't
technically
fancy
give
today.
myself a way off. We've got to make it back up again, innit?
Do you skank at industry events?
Yeah, probably sometimes.
Two-step.
Yeah.
You're talking about dancing, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, I dance.
Yeah, dancing, yeah.
Yeah, dancing.
Yeah, sometimes I pop it and lock it.
Not so much days with the hip, but yeah, used
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you not go to the EQT ones was it last year?
No, year before.
EQT, Jamie XX, and then
The year before.
Geeks
Was
as
that
well.
a good one?
That was a good one.
Battered.
I was
that the one in
next
Berlin as
level.
well?
No, it was just in Central, man. Absolutely.
I went
bad.
to the EQT one with Pusha T. That was pretty good.
There's free
Yeah.
drink at all of these,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Oh, the Migos one as well. What was that?
Oh,
for?
that was
D-Rubs.
good. Yeah,
That was a good
no,
one.
that weren't
Oh, I
D-Rock.
didn't go to
that
that
weren't
one.
D-Rock. That
No,
was
what
for
was
Pod.
that was
Yeah,
POD.
yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Pharrell came out.
Yeah,
Everything.
that was sick. That was a good
I
event.
did
It was a
I missed that. I don't
lituation.
remember. I've just
That
been
was
getting
good.
lit at too many events. I have to declare myself out.
Was it a lituation?
Should we round it off on that note?
A lituation.
Yeah.
Yeah, round it off on Kif coming to London. Are you excited?
Oosh.
Morgan's not gonna like Ronnie Fire.
Yeah, no, I like Ronnie.
You like Ronnie?
I like Ronnie. I think.
Do you know him personally? Because you're calling him
I've
Ronnie like your boy.
I've been over email with him,
Yeah.
Jeez.
and I've interviewed him, and he never replied to my questions, and then he changed the questions or something like that. So they
So
must have. I think it's because I was asking difficult questions though.
What sort of questions would you ask?
Like, what's your worst collab? And no one's ever going to say that, innit? But I didn't say it like that. Do you know what I mean? I was just like,
I don't
which is a
know.
weak
Knowing
one.
you the way I know you, I feel like you did say it like
I
that.
probably did.
What is his worst collab in your eyes?
KFE, Kid Football Equipment for the 2014 World
What the
Cup.
gold?
Yeah, Gold Gel Light 3.
Yeah.
But then
Or
the GT2
police-
was nice.
The the police EQTs and the New Balance Central
Yeah.
Parks, I think.
No,
I didn't
my
mind them
favourite
too
thing
much.
was-
No,
I didn't mind the ones with the padded toe box and then it's got the
I
leaf
didn't like
on it.
those.
I want
What's
to.
yours? The salmon toe.
What, my
That's probably
favourite?
the best
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I've got the
Yeah.
salmon toe.
Yeah, the favourite. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the best one, I'd probably say.
I
I
think
like the
obviously
Super Greens nice as well.
Yeah.
this gets a little bit lost on us because they're massive like Asics fans. And
I said
me-
salmon
Yeah,
toe. I
yeah.
called it.
Salmon toes,
I
Super
said-
I
Greens.
used to have two
I
pairs of
dropped
salmon
it.
toes.
The salmon toes and
Yeah, no, I think I tried to buy a pair of them.
Yeah,
back
no,
in
I
the day.
wasn't like.
We've
Yeah.
got dual
Why are you trying to
conversations
bring
going
me
on.
in?
No, I wasn't
Don't
trying
do
to.
it. It's not
You
cool.
know what? I'm not going to sink to your level.
No, don't.
I'm not going to sink to your.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
5 foot level.
Thank you.
I think it just means we've got everything here now, right? It's the best.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the best trainer place in the world, London.
It is, yeah. And the Kith clothing's bang on as well.
No, I like it.
This
man.
is a man who only wears Kirkland
Morgan,
tees.
I feel
I'm
like you have to
Kirkland-
be different, right? And
Yeah, I do
everything
have to
that
be
we
different.
say, it's not what
You
we
knew that
say.
was going to happen when I came on, though, bruv. I'm just what's the word? Anathema. No.
Anathema?
Anatheme?
Who's she?
Anatheme? It's like
Who's
the
she when
opposite.
she's at home?
Anatheme or something like that.
Enigma?
Yeah.
No, research it. Google. Enigma. But yeah, it's just a bit tight fitting for me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I don't really wear flashy clothes that much. I might spend a lot on a jacket, but generally, Nike joggers, nice shoes, and a white tee.
Yeah. Because Alex wasn't sure about your denim and joggers combo.
Yeah, you came in for denim jacket, didn't you?
So
yeah,
Morgan was
yeah.
wearing denim jacket with joggers. It's an interesting look.
You didn't like it?
I'm a fan. I
You were a
like
fan.
it's alright,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Dan,
Um,
you are whack.
it. Your mic's going down.
But yeah, it's I obviously as part of sneakers, I'm into streetwear and fashion. You have to be if you're going to be a consultant for this sort of stuff, and you need to know the market and the trends. But it's like I have a rotation of kicks now, so I've got like 10, 20 pairs. I don't need to be wearing anything flashy. I don't care about it because I know I've got a massive connection back home. So if anybody
What do
wants
you
to
do with stuff once you finish with it? Because I've just started
clean
selling on
it,
Depop.
put it in a box. I don't really sell anything anymore.
Really?
I've sold
You've only
it
sold
for
one
ages.
pair, haven't you?
No, I've sold a few actually. I've sold like in the past 2 days. I've sold like 4 or 5 pairs real quick.
I don't know. The
Centre
thing you
parts
keep putting
money,
up on
yeah.
your
Real
Instagram
quick, huh?
shows that
Centre
you've got
parts
3
money.
shoes on for sale. And you've only sold.
What?
Said the story that you keep putting on your Instagram is that you got 3 shoes for sale and you've only sold one.
I know, but that's the same.
Don't see George any shoes
Said it-
going
why-
forward.
why-
He's just selling them
why
on
do you keep putting the same
Depop.
screenshot?
Right. Some
It's alright,
guy,
it's alright.
some
Don't
guy
worry.
didn't believe it was my Depop account. I posted it on my story. He followed it from the story, from the Instagram story. Went on the Depop, asked the question. This isn't George though, is it? It's like, man, I sent you here from the Instagram.
Did you?
And
Were
Have
you
you not
catfishing?
realised though, all of your photos you've got like jade nail varnish on?
Yeah, I don't wear nail varnish.
There you go. That's probably
For
why
the
he doesn't
record,
think
it's,
it's you.
it's the missus who.
Is
who
that
does-
why you have the best unboxings on YouTube?
Hold up. We were going back to Morgan and his crepes, right, and what he does with them.
Deflecting away
Yeah,
from
no.
the nail varnish. I
Okay.
like it. I like it.
And what he does with them once
I can
we're
probably
finished.
paint your nails really well for you.
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah, from with Warhammer
You want some
paint.
intricate Warhammer going on?
Oh, you just reminded me of something.
Yes.
Can you do your infamous laugh and not laugh?
What is? Oh, what like my?
At the camera, look
That's
at the camera.
you. That's you. Where's the
Look
camera?
at the camera up
Where am I
here.
looking?
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
You taught me that. That's our original. That's our
that
original
was
joke.
that
mate.
was like this,
That
you know when you get a bit pissed and your ongoing joke is that was it. It was that
That was
doing
so
whole
good.
thing.
That was so good.
because it becomes infectious and you can't stop laughing.
But it's when you
that
start
happens.
doing it to like really important brand people,
Normal
and they don't
people,
get it.
yeah, and they're like,
Or
"What is this?"
Europeans.
Because
Yeah.
they just think you're taking the mick out of them. Like you're like, I didn't swear there. You see what I did? That's,
You
Taking
did just
the
say
mick.
the other
mick.
word a
Taking
second
the
ago.
what? Pissed.
Yeah. that
Pissed is the word for being drunk.
Yeah, but he was
Ah.
using it as a
Or
as an
well, no, the
adjective.
word for being drunk is drunk.
That's a true.
You know what? Like you said before, that there was obviously so many things that you wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
and I think you're gonna have to come back on.
Yeah.
Like I think you
There's
know,
there's loads of there's big topics. Like I want to talk about gentrification in sneakers. I want to talk about female sneakerheads. I want to talk about loads of stuff like
Why
with the
don't you
resale
start
market.
with this?
Yeah. So we've had like an hour and 15 minutes.
I'm just giving
and
you guys
haven't brought it out.
guys a taster in it. Do you know what I mean? Like
right.
there's a lot of
Okay.
this is you, like saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to get me back on now."
there's a lot of topics that I think need to be covered, and I think there's a lot of difficult conversations to be had. And I think now as I get older, I'm more interested in this sort of stuff. I just think I didn't know enough about it when I was younger, and now I'm like getting to that age where, like, you know James, right? So I try and mentor James in Ireland, and I think when you get to sort of
For anyone listening at home, who is James?
James,
in
James,
Ireland?
so
James
it's
Fagan.
James Fagan. He runs an
Coffee
event
kid?
in Ireland.
16-year-old
Okay.
kid,
Really good kid, man.
really
Really
good guy,
kid.
and
Fagan, like from Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Go
I've-
follow him, James. Is it just James Fagan?
Just James Fagan.
James
yeah.
Fagan.
But yeah, I'm mentored
Nice.
this kid, and I think that's where I want to go in the future. Is just like teaching
Helping
people,
people.
how to get into the industry if I can, or just like the issues that I came up across, because like people always think you have it easy, but like it's sort of like cheesy Instagram saying, like every win you take, you have like 10 or 20 losses.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
You learn
completely
from
true.
your
Yeah, like I
outcomes
have
or
people
failures.
I had people who are now email me like 20, 30 times who wouldn't even reply to me back in the day. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't even like I never begged for shoes or anything like that. It was more just me like asking a question, being like, oh, when's this coming out, or what's the details, where can I find this? Do you know what I mean? So I always try, if people drop me a line, I always try and reply. And it's the same with you guys as well. I know you guys are quite active in the comments and shit, right? So,
on that note, what do you do? So what would you recommend people do? So you're a brand manager for Sneaker Freaker.
Yeah.
What's your recommendation for someone looking to get into the scene, into the sneaker industry or the fashion industry? What sort of skills or things they need to do?
When I was getting into the scene, there wasn't really a scene. There wasn't the Sole Supplier around. You know what I mean? You couldn't go work for the Sole Supplier, or you could work in a shop maybe.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like social media roles and marketing roles.
But is that a good route in, say, working in a shop?
I think everyone needs to work in a sneaker store.
Yeah.
I've worked in a sneaker store. I've worked in a shoe shop. I've worked as a chef. I've been at Sainsbury's. I've done everything, man. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think everyone needs to work in a sneaker store.
Yeah.
I think it gives you a really good idea of the customer, and I think it gives you an idea of how it all works.
So that is a good shout, actually. And there's a lot of sneaker stores you could work in. You could work in a JD if you wanted to.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to be a specialist store.
Anything. No, you need to know just about like deliveries and like marketing and visual merchandise. You can pick up so much information. How drops work.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of knowledge about the marketing process when you're in the store? I guess.
Yeah, I think you do. If you want to,
when you look at things like brand
yeah.
installations and stuff that happens within stores and the kind of like little call out cards and pieces of information that get.
Look, if you're just going to if you go to work at a sneaker store just to earn some money, you're not going to pick up stuff. But if you want it, I mean, put it this way: I worked at Top Man like years ago, and I worked in a footwear bit. And every time the area manager used to come down, I'd be like, I love shoes. I love shoes. I love shoes. And anything I can do to come to head office. I love boat shoes in it. I love boat shoes. If there's anything I do to come to head office and work in the shoe area, and I just kept on going. And they eventually invited me up. And I worked with those guys for an apprenticeship for a while. Nice. I did loads of mood boards and what they should focus their designs on and stuff like that.
It's quite
and they got rid of me. And I never heard from them again. And then I started noticing all of my designs popping up on the shelf, so that was always a funny one.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so
do you think that brands do that then? Do you think that because I've
take advantage of young creatives? Yeah, of course, 100%, all the time.
So you think brands take advantage of young creatives?
Yeah, and I think what is the one that makes me funny is that big brands will hit you up. So this probably goes back to the Eddies and Ari conversation. If you are an influencer, brands will hit you up and expect you to do something for free.
Know your worth.
Yeah.
And I want to say this out to all brands. Excuse me, you are using these people as an advertisement, and now because of the UK laws, you have to write it's an advertisement or write it's been gifted. When you buy a TV advert, you don't get that for free. Do you know what I mean? You're not paying Sky for free. You're paying them 500 grand to have it on TV or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So a few £100 to these guys, or even access to a shoe, is nice. You shouldn't just expect it. So that's like a really big thing for me. And I think kids growing up who have big followings there's no school for this.
The guidance, you need to.
There's no school for this, isn't it? There's no school. I've been taken advantage of so many times, and I know. And it's always like.
Does that go back to the guy with the Warhammer?
And I know. It happens all the time, and I just think there just needs to be a little bit more clarity for those young up and coming people about how it works. I know photographers. I know a lot of photographers. Like I just want to shout out like Amzi and Mads as well, and like Ain't Fast, Tom and Kane. I'm just going to keep listing big photographers. I know loads and I love them. They're all amazing, and I follow them and I learn from them, and that's what I use Instagram for, is to learn. Same with what I use YouTube for. But these guys aren't getting paid for a lot of shoots, and they're expected to do it for free and do it on gratis.
We do things for free for brands sometimes.
Yeah, you do. But this is the thing, right? You expect, you do it for free because there's always that like, oh, do you know what? You might get something at the end of it. And sometimes
it really depends what the value is.
Sometimes you have to work out what it is. You have to work out, is it worth it for my career? Is it worth it just to keep it going, have stuff coming on? But there's a fine line between doing something and knowing what's right, and all getting taken advantage of, basically.
I think this is a really, really good topic for us to dive into the next time we have you on.
Yeah. Well, I'm really honoured that you guys want to have me back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been good talking.
I think before we go, just wrap up. What can we expect from you for 2019?
I'm sort of staying a little bit quieter than I was and keeping my head down, and I'm working. Nowadays, I do my little once a week Instagram story, which I just like put
Your
loads
recap
nerdy
of the
stuff
week,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. It's just a little bit chill for me. It means I don't have to be going on social media all the time. Doing a few events, there's a few collaborations that I'm hopefully going to be working on as well.
Actually, next time we get you on, I want to touch on that.
Hopefully
that
I'll have
eco
something-
shoe.
Hopefully I'll have something to
economical-
bring you.
Alex
hopefully
over
I'll
and
have a
out,
shoe.
touching out.
Hopefully I'll have some shoes to bring you guys. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
doing some exclusives or something.
Sounds good.
But yeah, just sneakers, man. I love shoes. I'll just keep on working with shoes. Anything I can do. I'll
Anything
do.
you want to say to the fans, if anyone wants to hit you up in the DMs, any sneakerhead ladies that you're single right now, yeah, they can hit you up in the DMs.
I don't comment on anything. I don't do any of that sort of stuff.
What, you
He's got a pair of glasses and he's become more mature, man.
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
different
growing up.
world.
I'm
isn't
growing
it?
up.
What's the
I'm growing
reason
up.
behind the glass?
I'm growing up.
This is Tinder pic.
No, nothing. But like,
It's his grinder.
if anybody wants to hit me up in relation to work and tips,
Yeah.
like I know all the guys here will always, and if I can, I will always reply if I can do something.
Yeah.
But
Brand consultancy,
brand consultancy, yeah.
Tinder profile consultancy.
give me that money in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. We could touch on consultancy
Yeah,
next time.
there's
'cause I would love to touch on
so
consultancy.
many things.
Yeah,
There's
Because
so-
consultancy
I
is
think-
basically just saying what's cool. And if you have that cool radar, and I think I've got that cool, I dress like shit, but I know I've got that cool radar. So
Where
I
are we
think
up
what
to
we
then?
do
How
is,
long?
I think what we do is we
An
get.
hour and 20.
I think
It's
what we
gonna
do
run
is.
out, right?
No, you got 12 minutes.
I think what we do is we
Okay.
get you on in the next kind of like month or two again. But then I think what we do is
But I want to know
we
about
get-
the consultancy. We've got like 10 minutes.
No,
I just want to know
next
your
podcast.
thoughts
I
on
think-
consultancy because it's a crazy industry.
I think you need to get people to write in the comments what exactly they want to hear.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
me.
this is a good
Yeah.
point as well. So make sure you drop a comment if you want to be in the chance to win £100
Can
voucher.
I win this £100?
Well, I've already entered it 17 times. So.
And the winner of the last two competitions is announced in the comment section below. Okay, so check the comment section now, and you will get a reply on your name as well in the last two videos if you've been a winner. So make sure you drop a comment if you want that £100.
Where's £100 for as well, just so they know?
Anyway,
It's a £100 voucher.
There you go.
Yeah,
Wicked.
and if you enter, you get in the chance to win a £100 voucher. But can we touch on this consultancy thing real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. You think it's a crazy industry, and you're a consultant.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think's crazy about it?
I just find it quite funny that people pay me money for my opinion.
But that's in all industries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then when you think about it, like my opinion has taken 10 years of working for free, not being paid under minimum wage when working events and stuff like that. So I've put my time into the game, and I think that's what people pay for.
What sort of thing would you be asked by a brand?
Just
what do you think of this?
What do I think? Yeah, what do you think of this shoe? What do you think of this range? What do you think? Where do you think the next step's going to go? I've got like a really big library of books as well and sneakers. It's like one of my biggest things I collect. Like I will spend. You think I'd spend money on sneakers? I will spend money on sneaker books. Like
and the book,
that.
the collector's thing. He's got a whole list of categories for
Like-
collecting.
like
no,
that.
bro, it's literally ridiculous.
So like I can refer back to a lot of stuff. So if brands are looking for stuff from the archive and can see if I've got it, generally they'll have the stuff that I've got. Like if they have, but there's some brands out there like you got to think like Saucony and some of these other brands like Asics as well.
Yeah.
Their archives are so fragmented and all over the place. No one really knows what's going on with that. So if you can find like a book on Saucony, that's worth hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
It's good for your knowledge as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
When was the first moment when you realised, oh, I'm actually being paid for my opinion? When did that click?
It's been like 3 or 4 years now.
But what was the?
I think for me, it's the hard thing is that my dad is a landscape gardener,
Okay.
and
Off topic.
yeah, really off topic. But like the hard thing for me is working out the finances in this industry because my dad wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning and goes to work and cuts down trees and do you know what I mean and
He
does all that
grafts.
sort of stuff.
Yeah,
He grafts.
hard manual
Yeah.
labour.
I talk to people about shoes and take photos and sit in a room and I'm
The
cushy.
value is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
so
and
different.
I can make more money doing that in a few hours than he can make in a whole day, and I find that really not upsetting because I know I
It's
find
madness,
it's
isn't it?
Yeah.
really
It's
weird.
madness.
It is actually.
But
yeah.
then you got to think it goes back to that taking advantage thing. These brands are making so much more money off your
Yeah.
opinion that doesn't even equate. Like, well, a grand here, a grand there. They're making like millions of this sort of
So
stuff.
you have to know your value in this industry.
You know your worth.
Influencer
You've got to know your
as
worth.
a brand, and this is something that
you
we've
know-
had to learn ourselves.
You
over
know
the past
someone
year.
who's really good to follow and openly speaks about this all the time is Charlie Dark. I don't know if you know who he
Charlie
is.
Dark. I don't
Charlie
know.
Dark
Yeah.
he's the founder of Run Them Crew.
Runner, yeah.
They've done a lot of work with Nike over the years, a lot of work
Good
with
guy.
Asics recently. He's a really, really good guy, and he's an
Okay.
absolute fountain of knowledge.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about kicks. Be really, really good to get on the podcast.
It's really
but
hard to benchmark
He's very,
it.
very vocal in young creatives coming up and knowing your worth and, you know, making sure that you're making the right decisions and you know, calculating what you're doing. He's a very, very big advocate for that. So
Shout out Charlie Dark.
yeah,
Sounds
definitely
good.
definitely a good opportunity to get him on and
So
talk
like, you
about
got to
that
think
as well.
about it. Say a brand approaches you and
Yeah.
you've got a big Instagram and they say, we want you to post this, we're going to pay you 100 quid. And you've got, say, like 20,000 following. Mate, you next door might be getting like a grand for posting that.
We've
but
heard
how are
of
you going to
things
know that,
happen
right?
like this in the industry. You know, we've heard of brands that are similar to us or different audiences getting paid a huge amount of money for just affiliations,
Yeah.
for just one
Yeah.
or two posts. And it comes down to knowing your worth. If
Yeah.
you give off that, we are this, we are special. Maybe sometimes where we go wrong is we are just like, we want to help everybody.
Do you know what?
We try and build the relationship.
Yeah, you want to be
prior.
positive.
And
right?
as
You wanna-
business people in the office, we are like that as well. So I'll be very open with people, very transparent, friendly, and that can be misconstrued, that kindness sometimes.
Take advantage of it, sort of.
And so when you cut that initial deal of, let's say with a brand, they undervalue it by massively because they think he's a nice guy, he's going to accept it. But actually then I kick in and I'm like, well, listen, the businessman comes into play and I want a lot more, but you've already lost at that point.
The thing is as well, you've got to think if you're giving those deals to make those friends and have friends, and a lot of my work and worth comes from the friends I have in the industry, like you guys as well. They're not always going to be in that position. So when they move on, you've lost that connection and it's really hard for you to make that up again. So that amount of worth that you put into that, like if it's like a transactional based business, I'm not saying everything is, but when that person moves on, like what you've built that connection, you've spent time on that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now? You've got to start from
Sometimes
square
you can
one.
flip the coin, and then that person can move up within that industry,
Exactly,
and then you've still got that lifelong.
And I think
friend
that has
and mate.
always done really well for me because like, I've sort of stayed the same place where I am, where a lot of my friends who I've helped out or sorted out positions and stuff like that have moved forward ahead of me, and then they've dropped down the opportunities to me, which is I've always been super grateful for. So that's always really nice to see.
I've actually experienced this now, and there's people that have moved about into different things and it's worked well for us. And the same on the flip side, they've left and you think, oh, that contact that we spent building, it's gone.
Yeah.
What do we do now? And you have to, it's the new person you don't get on with.
Something that I watched once that I always stuck with me was something on photography, because I do a lot of photography. I do a lot of photography for brands as well.
We're going to have to wrap it up in a second.
I'm going to wrap it up on this. Something that I watched was that sometimes it's actually worth refusing the job and waiting for them to come back with a bigger budget. Because if you go in saying I'm going to be, say you got like a $2,000 budget and you're 500 and you want to give them a deal and I'm going to do 500, when they got a $10,000 budget, they're not going to come back to you. They're going to go for the more expensive photographer.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's worth refusing and waiting for the bigger
future.
For the future.
That's
you get
a
the better
good
job
shout.
and you get the more reach.
It's
So
about knowing your value.
it's about
again.
knowing your value.
If you're doing great work, it might set you up for the future to turn down an offer that you know is low, because if you're still doing great work in the future, you can pull that bigger budget.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Yeah. Morgan, thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure to have you, mate.
Chris, thanks for coming on. I hope you join the show again, because
Yeah, of course,
you've always
man.
got a lot to give, man.
I'm here 5 days a week, mate.
Yeah,
so,
let's do
it's
this.
fine.
And Dan, shout out yourself in the corner on buttons.
Well done, Mr. Researcher.
And Alex, shout out you, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice having you back as well.
And we will be giving away some Sole Supplier mugs. You're not going to be watching this right at the end after an hour and 30 minutes, but stay tuned. And we'll see you for episode
5.
5.
Five.
Yeah. Suja.
See ya.
Sushi.